What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the Cris
Ammo.
podcast, episode 117. Big Energy Monday. Hope everybody's having a good Monday, whether you're at home, whether you're at work, whatever you're doing today. Hope you guys are having a good day. We appreciate you allowing us to grace your presence today as you listen to our pod today. We got a big episode today. We got a lot of topics we're going to talk about. But before we get into the topics, Mar, what's going on?
Not much, man. I'm feeling good today. I really am. You know what I mean? People would think, my Raiders lost. I'll be in a bad mood. No, sir. We're one game closer to be getting that number one pick. You know what I mean? I'm smiles today, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's officially tanking season. Plus, great game with the WNBA, baseball, NBA season coming up, man. I'm super excited, brother. So I feel good. Feel great. How you feeling, man? What's going on?
I feel pretty good.
How was your days off, bro? You had a nice little weekend. Do anything
Yeah,
special? Do anything
yeah.
crazy?
My Saturday, me and the missus, we went to the massage parlor.
Okay.
Got a massage. It was cool. You know what I'm saying. Uh, then it's funny, boy. Them respectfully, them Asian women, boy, they ain't shy by asking for that tip, boy. Um,
Where'd you go? The one in Chinatown or something? Or by your crib?
no, no, it's one. We went to a what's it called? A1 spa.
Okay.
It's off of Sahara and Buffalo.
No, was that one? Was it cool? Was it
It was good. No, it was good. The ambiance was cool. They got the little nice music and
massages
and
were good? They felt good.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Felt
yeah.
relaxed.
Only thing was when she putting that elbow on my shoulder. It was like, all right,
Oh, okay.
relax.
You got like a full time massage or something like that?
60-minute couple massage, man, with the
Okay,
hot
okay.
stones on, with the hot stones.
I see you play. You know what I mean? Girl felt good. Felt
Mhm.
relaxed. Okay.
She
That's
did,
what's
and
up.
then we went to then that night we went to Fleming's Steakhouse.
Flemings. I like Flemings. Flemings is good.
Hmm.
I like Flemings. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
it
like
was
a
good.
solid. Sounds like a solid date night for y'all too, man. Shout out to the missus, man.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, man. Let's talk about it, man. We got a slew of things to talk about. We're gonna get into a few of the big college games this week.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna break everything down because let's just be realistic. We ain't see every college game. We ain't got that type of time to be watching every college
Nah,
game.
I wish. I wish.
Yeah, for
Maybe
real.
one day.
Maybe
Maybe one
one day we can make that a priority in our job. We could just sit and watch college football and
day.
NFL all day,
Absolutely.
but we can't.
Absolutely.
But I did want to talk about Miami. Number six, Miami. They did go against Louisville, and
Mhm.
in the beginning, they were up ahead by a couple of scores, but Louisville started coming back a little bit. But Cam Ward, he had a great day. He was 21 to 32. He had four TDs that day. Samuel Brown had three catches, 125 yards, and Xavier Restrepo had seven catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. Um, Look, man, Cam Ward, we ain't gonna make no bones about it. You can make the argument that he's the 1B to Shador's 1A as far as quarterbacks this year.
Mhm.
Um, any team, I would even include your Raiders in this. If they don't get Shador Sanders, Cam Ward is not a bad
No,
constellation
no, no,
prize.
no,
I
no.
don't think that if
They're both
somebody
dope.
would have
Yeah.
I don't think if somebody were to jump in front of y'all and get Shador and y'all be like, "Oh, Cam Ward is the name that y'all call." I don't think you'd be sitting up here like, "Man," like
No,
no,
that
you'd
Cam
be
Ward
like,
jersey coming on ASAP.
"That's what I'm saying." Like
ASAP.
Cam Ward is nice too. He's out there putting together a Heisman type
Mhm.
season. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Genty, maybe Travis Hunter and a few other players, yeah, I mean, you can make an argument Cam is right there with them, but um, what those two other brothers doing are just outer world type stuff. So but Cam Ward, they've been playing a lot of these close games these past three games, but they've been pulling them out, they've been winning, and that's all that matters, heading into trying to get that college football ranking.
Yeah.
But no, good game from Cam Ward. Shout out to Louisville, they did make it a game. Their quarterback did play really well, but at the end Miami was just too much.
No, I thought it was a really impressive win to go on the road, in that type of environment. I know Louisville was kind of struggling a little bit, but I just knew for a fact that Louisville was going to give them their best shot. You know what I'm saying? And look, Cam Ward, he had a Heisman type of style game, man. He was the main reason why they won this game. So, and I agree with you. Like, I've been screaming Shador Sanders to the Raiders, but trust me, best believe if we can get Cam Ward, if for some reason we can't get Shador, trust me, I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm gonna be just as excited if it was Shador Sanders, if it's Cam Ward. So best believe, like Cam Ward is amazing. He'll definitely be one of the 3 to 4 guys that get called up. I think Shador Sanders should also get called up for the Heisman just to be recognized for what they have done. Um, it should be I think it's a solid 4 that should definitely get recognized for the Heisman this year. And Cam Ward is definitely one of them. This game was just another testament to how great he has become as a quarterback. We all know his stories and where he's came from and what he had to battle through to get to this position right here, right now. So I'm really happy for the young man. And look, man, I'm excited to see how he progresses on with the rest of the year. Miami has a really great shot to make it to this 12-team playoff and have a chance to win a national championship. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I know we're gonna talk a little bit more about the college football. I have no idea who's gonna win this college football championship. And after this week, I really don't have no idea who's gonna win this national championship. So I think every team who makes this tournament is gonna have a real opportunity to win this championship, and Miami is no different. So shout out to those young gentlemen on a really impressive win. Cristobal, he came from last year with some questionable calls that made a lot of people question should he even still be the coach of Miami. And I think he's proven himself that he's more than well deserved to continue being the Miami coach. And don't be surprised if he starts getting more calls for bigger positions that may open up later this at the end of the year.
Yeah, I agree. I wanted to show love to Clemson. They've been balling like I said, ever since that first game. Was it LSU, right?
Clemson, yeah. Oh, no. They lost to
Georgia,
Georgia. They got
Georgia.
whooped by Georgia. Yeah.
Ever since that first game, Clemson's been balling.
Yeah.
The quarterback,
Cool name.
K. Klubik, he's been playing really well.
Mhm.
Dabo Sweeney got these boys playing. I know they beat Virginia 48-31, but the score is not indicative of how close this game was. Like they
No.
dominated this game. I just think it was a lot of garbage time, plays at the end. But shout out to Clemson, man. I got to show them love, man. They've been balling out. They've been doing their thing, man. And hey, man, they deserve to be in the top 10 ranking and maybe even a little bit higher. So shout out to Clemson, man. I think that's the only team that's probably going to challenge Miami in this ACC.
Oh yeah, I think that's what we're all kind of waiting for is that ACC championship game between those two. That's
Mhm.
going to really dictate. If I think Clemson will make it regardless, win or lose. But they've been really impressive along with LSU. The two teams that had some big losses week one. And they seem like they're bouncing back and rolling. So yeah, man, we got to shout out to Dabo, man. Dabo, he's really got those boys in check. But at the end of the day, with Clemson though, I still got to see it against bigger teams. I got to see them against Miami. I got to see them against Georgia and Oregon and all these other teams that are going to be in this 12-team playoff, because I think that's the only thing that Clemson needs to answer. Can they hold their own against these big top 5 schools? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's always been their problem, where they can't beat these SEC schools. They've had trouble, especially ever since the likes of Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence leaving this program. It's been a little bit of a struggle for them. So the way they're playing, they look really impressive. They look like they should be able to compete with the Texas and Georgias and all those cats. But we'll just have to wait and see with this team. But so far, they're looking really good.
Yeah, for sure they are. They are. Um, I definitely got to talk about my Mizzou Tigers. They end up beating Auburn 21-17. Brady Cook ended up going down, I think, in the first quarter. He had to go to the hospital, so he was gone for like a couple quarters. He had to get an MRI. He ends up coming back in the fourth quarter and winning the game for us. It was a tight, contested game, but he comes back, wins the game for us. So shout out to Brady Cook, man, for being a toughing it out and coming back for his team. It looks like it's not nothing serious, and he'll be able to play next week against Alabama, because we're gonna need him against Alabama. I know Alabama's kind of willing right now, but we need all the good players we can have against Alabama. They're still a SEC team, so.
Yeah.
Um, but shout out to Missouri, man, for banging out a tough, hard fought. I know Auburn ain't the Auburn that we used to know, but that's still a SEC team, and they still pulled it out and won the game. So shout out to Mizzou.
Yeah, shout them out, but this team has just really been disappointing, man, all year, man. Just the outcome. Even though they're winning some of these games, it's not the impressive way we expect them to play. Especially this offense. This offense, I don't know what's going on with this offense. We expected this offense to be way more explosive, even against top tier competition. Obviously, Missouri versus Alabama. That's definitely going to be winner stays, loser goes type of scenario with this college football playoff. They play in Bama or Missouri. This is in Missouri, right?
In Tuscaloosa.
It's in Tuscaloosa. Look, man, Missouri. Look, man, I don't know how this game is going to play out because I think Alabama has been abysmal. They should honestly have another loss with South Carolina. They shouldn't. They I don't know how they even squeaked that one out, but they should have another loss, but they don't. But at the end of the day, I don't know how Missouri is going to play on the road. They've looked terrible on the road. So I really don't know how this game is going to go. I think that's the intriguing aspect with this game. You just don't know which way it's going to go. But, hey, shout out to both of these teams. That's all I got to say. Yeah. Shout out to the team, man.
Speaking of Alabama, they end up losing to Tennessee 24-17. Both of these teams have been willing. They, both of them coming off of a loss. One coming off, or both of them come off of wins, but probably should have lost. And Alabama in the beginning, they was controlling this game. The quarterback, Nico Lamaliva.
No one tried to do it.
Nico, quarterback for Tennessee.
Right.
He wasn't playing good in the first half. Like, he was turning the football over. He's making bad throws. But in the second half, they end up making their adjustments. And Jalen Monroe, he keeps making bad throws to a pick in the end zone, just not helping his team out. I know we're going to talk about the head coach, what's his name, Kalen Dober, but I don't think it's all because of him. I think Jalen Monroe has to wear some of that on his shoulders too, because he turns the football over, and they don't have the defense like they used to for them to recover from that. So he's got to stop turning the football over if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive.
If you're Alabama, do you start thinking about maybe benching Jalen Monroe, just seeing what you have with these other quarterbacks?
I give him one more game.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Jalen Monroe has looked terrible. Overthrown balls, bad placement, turnovers. We see the athletical, but he reminds me of a Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields was a better college quarterback than I think Jalen Monroe was. But the way I view Justin Fields in the NFL is kind of the same way I view Jalen Monroe. Like he has all the athletic ability in the world. Where if you have a poor offensive line, he could probably put a cover blanket on that and disguise it a little bit just with his athletic ability. But overall, he doesn't have the accuracy for him to be a top tier quarterback. Like, I'm looking at him now. I think he's definitely a prospect in the NFL draft. I can't see him going any higher than maybe a fourth or fifth at this point, the way he's playing.
Don't trust me.
I'm sure that look, I'm gonna say this. I'm sure there'll be somebody who will reach in the first round. I'm saying that. I'm just projecting the way he is. He should be a third, fourth, fifth round pick. He should be.
All I'm gonna say is wait till he put them shorts on and that combine. He throw that 70-yard bomb down.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but he's kind of like in the same light as like an Anthony Richardson, though. Even though Jalen Monroe has had way more games than Anthony Richardson ever had. You know what I mean? So I think that looks like the thing with Anthony Richardson is, I think people believe like he needed a lot of help as far as like helping on his QB skills, his passing accuracy, reading defense, and all that. But the outlier of that was he only played so many games. I think he played less than 10 games in his college career. So you were like, all right, he just needs the reps. He just needs the mental reps and the actual game reps for him to look better. With Jalen Monroe, I think how many games has he played? You know what I mean? He's had he's about to have 2 full seasons, and it looks like he's getting worse. Doesn't even look like he's getting
I
better.
could see him
You would
coming back
assume
next
under
year.
Kalen DeBoer, he would actually improve under the offense with Michael Penix, but he's actually looked worse because you actually need accuracy and being able to read the defenses for this offense to go. That's what Michael Penix did, and Jalen Milroe can't do that. So if I'm any of these NFL, I get it. He's gonna look amazing in the combine. I understand that, and somebody's gonna get it on and be like, "Yo, we can fix this kid," and he's gonna get picked in the first round, whether it's in the top 10 or in the 20s, whatever it is. But let's call a spade a spade. He needs a lot of help, and obviously, the way he's looking right now doesn't seem like he can read defenses or throw accurate passes.
I could see him coming back next year. He's only a junior. I could see him coming back next year. And
would Kellen DeBoer welcome him back if he can get another quarterback in there?
This is where the transfer portal comes in. And I have a theory of where he would go.
Where would he go?
Florida State.
Yeah. Hey, look, listen here. Florida State needs all the help they can get. Florida don't need him because we got DJ Lagway. DJ Lagway would be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Florida State, they need that. They do need that.
Don't be surprised.
You know what? You know where I think he should kind of go. It probably won't happen, but I really believe he should. If he should go anywhere Deion Sanders is going to go, I really think he should, because we all know Shedeur Sanders is going to. I think with Shedeur Sanders is going to be gone. I think me and you both have a feeling that the way Colorado is playing, and don't best believe they still have a shot to make this college football playoff, especially if they win that Big 12. If he goes to like a Florida State, if he goes to like a SEC school, I could see maybe him trying to get Jalen Milroe to go over there and try to bring him up, because I think what we have to commend with Deion is he got his son looking like the best quarterback in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm Jalen Milroe, I'm like, yo, go take that chance. I love all the coaching staff that he has and he brings with him. You know what I mean? He's gonna have former quarterback players to help him. Cam Newton, I think guys like Cam Newton and other Michael Vick, I think they can help him. And Deion's gonna try every resource to make him look as great as possible, because we know he truly loves his football players. I think that's another situation I think he should really look into.
Even if Deion stays in Colorado,
go to Colorado too. Because look, man, cats are gonna go to Deion, man. Mm-hmm. He's proven it before our eyes. He's turning that program that won one game in 2 years, and now they won 5. People expecting them to be the 11th place in their conference, and he has a chance to actually win the conference. And they should have beat Kansas State if all their receivers didn't get hurt. So shout out to Deion, man. He really is a strong candidate for Coach of the Year for college football.
Yeah, the only game that he looked bad, where they looked like they were just outmatched, was Nebraska. That was
it. Right.
That was it.
And I'm gonna say this: if Colorado and Nebraska played again, I think the results would be totally different.
They would
be totally different. I think they were still trying to learn each other. Mm-hmm. It was just the perfect time for Nebraska to come in and whoop that ass. But hey, look, Colorado played them again, it'll be a totally different story. Best believe.
So, yeah, but like I said, Alabama, they're not winning the national championship this year. I'd be surprised if they win the national championship.
They're not making the playoffs. They still got to play LSU. And then on top of that, if they even get lucky to play the SEC championship game, you have to play Georgia or whoever else is going to come out of that. So,
same thing with Tennessee. I think they're too young. I think they're just, they're not ready. Their defense is good. They're not ready.
Yeah, no, the offense is a little young, and they've had, I think, the last 3 games in their first half, they didn't score any points at all. If they can figure something out to just help their offense become a little bit more consistent, I think they'll be fine. I think they have a shot to make the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. Well, just real quick, I saw this coming. Michigan loses to Illinois 22-7. Michigan can't get nothing going on offense. their best receiver is that Loveland kid.
Yeah,
He's probably gonna be a first round pick,
a hundred
tight
percent,
end next
a
year,
hundred percent. Yeah,
because the kid is special. He's this year's Brock Bowers.
100%, 100%. Yeah.
If he was playing if he was playing somewhere else, he'd really get highlighted. But yeah, their quarterback situation in Michigan is bad. They maybe they need to go get Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, maybe, but the offensive line hasn't really been up to par as well,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
helping that running game. And that running game should be a lot better with Edwards and stuff like that. So, look, man, we all knew it. Like their offense is just a hindrance to that defense. So it is what it is.
But Illinois, man, they're a really good team, man. They've been putting them out, you know what I'm saying, doing their thing. Like upsetting a lot of teams this year too.
Hmm.
We touched on it, but Colorado pretty much dismantled Arizona 34-7. Shador Sanders, he was amazing. 25, 33, 250 yards, two touchdowns. LeJontay Weister had 8 catches, 127 yards. Uh, it wasn't even close. They're 5-2 right now. They got a big game against Cincinnati.
Hmm.
Then they got another big one against Texas Tech.
Hmm. Hmm.
um, so we're gonna learn about this team. You know, if they can, because the thing about them is, I want to see them just string a couple of back-to-back wins. It's like they get the big win like this, and then they lose. Then they get another big win, and then they lose. I want them to get that streak going, and I think they're starting to get their groove. But you know what I'm saying? I want them to get this win against Cincy. That'll be huge. Then go to Texas Tech. That'll be huge. Like let's keep it building. Let's keep building.
No, I agree with you, but you know why I think this is a little different? Because this defense actually looks really good. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, don't I get Arizona isn't living to the expectations that we thought they would be earlier, obviously before the season. But don't sleep. That offense has a lot of talent, and they held them to probably their lowest
Yeah.
numbers all year.
What's the receiver? That's supposed to be a first round pick.
I forgot his name. It's start with a T or no, not the
Hmm.
quarterback. I forgot his name, but I'll look it up. But
But Travis Hunter locked him down.
he locked them down. That whole offense got shut down by that defense. And don't sleep on that Kansas State game. They only put up 28 points. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
like, obviously with Shador, that offense is gonna go. As long as they can remain healthy and they can keep Shador up. And shout out to the offensive line too. They've been actually playing a little bit better. The running game is actually looking respectable. Dion has this looking like a real team. Now you got the likes of Cincinnati. That's going to be a barn burner, man. Both of these offenses, it's going to be the first one to score 50 points that's going to win this
Hmm.
game. I don't
Yeah.
think any defense, unless you're like kind of like a Georgia or Texas style defense that can hold any of these. But it's even the Texas Tech game; those are going to be high scoring games. But if this defense can find ways to slow them down, especially the way they've been playing, look, man. Hey, I said, don't sleep on Colorado making the college football playoff, man. If they can pull these out.
Yeah, you got Cincy, Texas Tech, Utah. That's going to be a big one too. Um, Kansas, I think they could beat Kansas, and then Oklahoma State. So,
I think all those are real winnable games. Like even
mhm.
Utah they have some holes in that. That defense don't look like Utah's defense like it used to. Like, look, Texas Tech can't stop nobody. Cincinnati can't stop nobody. So obviously, Travis Hunter and Shador should be able to get whatever they want on these offenses. It's just whether if this defense can sustain and hold and just get a couple stops when they need it. Oklahoma State, we all know Oklahoma State. Like, they're nah. And then Kansas is just that's just bad news.
They're a disappointment. They're a
So,
disappointment.
yeah, so Colorado has a strong chance. It's winnable games for the rest of the year, so it should be interesting.
Then USC ended up falling to Maryland 29-28. They haven't really been looking good. I think there's back-to-back losses for USC.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know what to say about USC, man. Like, it's not like they don't have the offensive pieces. They got, really good receivers. Miller Moss, he's solid. Um, but I don't know, the defense is a little bit better than what it's been.
Yeah,
But they just can't close out these games, man, and they're losing these. And they're not getting blown out, but they're losing close games. So I don't know what to say for USC. I don't know what to say about Lincoln Riley. We'll talk about him in a minute. But what are your thoughts on USC as a whole?
I just think right now they're just like kind of in a weird space right now. This offense isn't a Lincoln Riley offense that we're accustomed to seeing. They're not putting up the numbers. The defense is playing a little bit more respectable, but you can just tell that they're just missing talent. They're not as talented as some of these other teams. Um, Surprisingly, they probably could have lost a couple more games. The LSU game, what was the Wisconsin? They were up by like I think like 14 points going into halftime or something like that. That they easily could have lost, but their defense was able to step up and hold them to 0 points in the second half, and that's how they were able to win that game. But you know what? It's just tough, and obviously, you're going into a situation where you're going into a tougher conference within the Big Ten. So you're playing the likes of a Penn State, Ohio State. These teams they're rugged. You know what I mean? It's not like Pac-12. You know what I mean? Where no disrespect to Pac-12, but we kind of saw it in some of those bowl games. Back in the day where they would struggle with Big Ten teams and SEC teams and stuff like that. So they're just gonna have to get accustomed to being in a tougher league. You know what I mean? Like you're going from playing Minnesota, Wisconsin to Penn State to, Oregon, like it's not easy no more. So it's you're going to have to be a little bit more battle tested. And Lincoln Riley, he's not known for having the most battle tested type of team. So he's going to have to figure it out. I'm sure the hot seat for him is pretty hot right now. People aren't really too happy with his performance, but I say you got to be a little bit more patient with him. Give him at least a solid 5 years to see if he can actually get this team to be an actual championship level style team.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Talk about home state. UNLV beat Oregon State 33-25. They got down early, 17, I think 0. But then they pulled back, end up, getting the lead. It was kind of back and forth for a little bit there, but and even a late interception by Haas Malik Williams. Oregon State had a chance to tie the game up. They were at the goal line, but we had a defensive stop. Some people say it was controversial, but I don't think so. I just think the two players got their feet tangled up and whatever. I don't think he was. I think he was going for the ball. He wasn't trying to grab or pull at the receiver. It was just feet tangled up. So they ended up pulling it out at the end. That defense played really well. I think the kid was named Doyle. He had a few sacks. He was really good. The corners are really good. The linebacker, number 7, is really good. But Ricky White the third, man. What more can you say about this kid, man? This kid he's moving up and up draft boards as we speak right now. He's good on special teams. He's like 4 blocks, punts this year. Like that's crazy.
That's huge for a wide receiver too.
That's crazy. But he can play wide receiver too. Like he puts up numbers too. So and Haas Malik Williams, what more can I say about this kid? This kid is efficient. I'm saying when he needs to make the throws, he makes the throws. When he needs to use his legs, he uses his legs. He had a couple touchdowns with his legs. He had, 1 touchdown in the air. The running game is starting to come along. Jaden Thomas, this kid is really good too. He's starting to come along too. But UNLV, they look prime, man. If they got a big game coming up with Boise State. Ashton Genter is coming in town. That's a big one, man. I know people are going to be hyped for that game for sure. Yeah, man. Shout out to UNLV, man, for getting another road win. They're 3-0 on the road. That's huge. And they're coming home to possibly if they beat Boise State, NCAA ain't got no choice but to put them in the top 25 again. So
UNLV should be in the top 25, man.
I agree.
What we talking about, man? Like they should easily be. They're easily one of the top 25 best teams in the nation, man. And this defense, they're the bend don't break style defense, but they make a lot of key stops and get a lot of key turnovers.
They lead the nation in turnovers.
Yeah, like it just seems like at the moment they need one, they get it. You know what I mean? I think our linebacker core has been really, really solid. Our defensive line has able to get penetration. Our cornerbacks have been able to hold their own. Haas Malik has took this offense to another level. Some people even questioned it with, obviously the whole Sluka thing and him coming in. People didn't know. But now you know Hodges is the real truth, and people are questioning now, like, why was he never the starter from the begin with? But I think me and Chris know why. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. This doesn't make Sluka look any better as well. I hate to keep bringing that up, but this is the reality of the situation. It doesn't make Sluka look good week by week. But obviously, man, the bigger man's coming in, man. Mike Myers is coming into Vegas, man. He trying to ruin Halloween for us, bro. You know, he's trying to kill us and kill our hopes of having the smallest chance to maybe get into the playoff. But this team is gonna be ready, man. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a really exciting game. You know, Genty, he's hands down the best, one of the best players in the nation, just all around players. You know, I think he's up there with Travis Hunter, and obviously he's the Heisman favorite going in, man. He's probably the best running back I've seen since shit. I think he's better than Bijan. I think he's better than who came out. Who was the last great running back? Todd Gurley.
Tyler Gurley.
Probably like Todd Gurley. You know what I mean? So so shout out to him, man. You know, I'm rooting for him as a young man. Hopefully he doesn't have a good game on Friday, because I will be rooting for my Rebs. And Ricky White, man, I'm sorry. Ricky White is talented enough to be a first round pick in the NFL. I truly believe that. But we'll see with him. He's definitely gonna be playing on Sunday. So shout out to him.
Definitely.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited to see this team. So shout out to UNLV on a huge win in Oregon. I think that was, we're coming, man. We're coming. I'm excited to see how we handle Mike Myers.
Yeah, for sure. But let's talk about it, man. The beat down. This is what happens, folks, when you play a lot of cupcake teams and you pat your stats and you look good against inferior competition. You're the bully on the block. You're beating up all the little kids, and then you meet somebody.
Hey, you call Bama a little kid? You calling Bama a little kid?
You beat you beat a little kid. No, Texas ain't faced Bama yet.
What you mean? Yeah, they play Bama.
Mm-mm.
Who did Texas play? They played somebody big early in the year.
When LSU or somebody, I don't know, but they ain't faced no Bama. They faced their biggest. It was Oklahoma, and I forgot the other team. But with all that to say, this is what happens when you beat the little kids on the block, and then you meet somebody your age, and they whoop your ass.
Oh, it was Michigan. My bad. It was Michigan.
See,
My bad.
And they whoop your ass, and that's what happened. Georgia took their soul, took their dignity. Quinn Evers was on the sideline looking like he ain't never played football before. I feel bad for Arch Manning. He looked like he was in a whirlwind. He was in a blender on that sideline. The offensive line was shook. They was getting that Walker kid is a top 5 pick. Like, that kid is number 7 is a top 5 pick. He was terrorizing that right tackle.
He was.
That offensive line period was getting beat the hell up. They couldn't stop nobody. The quarterbacks neither quarterback had time to throw the football. None of the receivers could get open. None of them. So. Yeah. And then on defense, it wasn't no better. They offensive line was dominating their defensive line.
They played better in the second half, though. They
did a little bit when Quinn Evers came back into the game. They did started getting some stuff together. I think they started figuring some stuff out, but it was a little bit too late. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if these two teams meet again in the playoffs, maybe it'll be a different outcome. Maybe Sarkisian will learn some things about his team. But this is a wake up call for Texas. This was definitely a wake-up call. I think this had to do more with Texas than it did Georgia. I mean, Georgia, they had their loss against Bama, but they almost came back and beat Bama. So we already know what Georgia represents, regardless of how you feel about Carson Beck. And he didn't really have a good game either, especially in the second half. He was turning the football over too. So it wasn't like he was, a world beater. You know what I'm saying? It was just Texas was just not – they were just that bad on both sides of the ball as far as the trenches go. But – maybe when these two teams meet again, it'll be a closer outcome. I'm not saying Texas is going to win, but it could be a closer outcome. But hopefully Texas can learn from this game and take this game as a learning curve. Like, hey, You gotta come ready to play when you playing these SEC teams. You can't be playing when you playing these other, UTSAs and all that stuff. This ain't that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
hopefully they learn. They got some other games that they got to play against other teams. So
Mhm.
maybe they'll take this and whatever next game they got against a big team, they'll apply it. So
Uh, yeah, because they play Vanderbilt, which is another top
they're
25
ranked.
team. They're ranked. Vanderbilt, they're the ones that beat Bama, so they'll get that. And they play my Gators, which my Gators have been looking better and better by the week. So, and then obviously you got at the end you got Texas A&M, that rivalry coming back. So they still got a lot of tough games. Look, this game just proved to me I really don't have any idea who's going to win the national championship. That's all it really proved to me. There really is no landslide in favorite because we all got to remember Georgia was down by damn near 30 to Alabama in the first half. So and then we see how Alabama looks. So I think it's kind of egregious for the AP to just jump Georgia ahead of Ohio State and Penn State and put Georgia at number 2 based off this win. Like I get it, Texas was number 1, and everybody had this kind of like notation that Texas was just head and shoulders above everybody else, but I'm not going to put Georgia ahead of Ohio State. I saw what they did against Oregon. I'm not going to put them ahead of Penn State. I've seen what Penn State has done, and they're undefeated. So that's just, to me, it's just another SEC bias type of situation. But at the end of the day, man, Texas did not look good. Georgia looked really good in the first half, and then they looked like they were coming back down to earth in the second. But I think it was just a little bit too late. I think that defense was able to hold strong, and it seemed like they were making a little run. It was 15 to was it like 23 or something like that. And then I forgot what happened. I don't know if it was like a turnover or a penalty or something that just kind of killed Texas's drive. And then all of a sudden, Georgia was able to go back down and score, and then it was just kind of like, game was over. So, look, man, this is a Sarkisian thing, man. Sarkisian is also kind of like an Lane Kiffin situation where they just can't find ways to win the big games when they need to win the big games and prove that they're the best team in the nation. Like they look like it during court to the times of the year, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, when they really need to get a win to kind of substantiate their claim to being the best team, they always fold. So it's just something that Sarkisian needs to fix before they get into the playoffs. I think they'll still have a shot. Obviously, they do have their schedule doesn't get easier, as I just read. So, look, man, we're gonna find out how mentally tough this Texas team is. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what? I know you're probably done, but let us shout out Indiana for that ass whooping they did on Nebraska. That was an ass whooping, boy. God,
Hey, Dylan Raiola, you ain't representing Mahomes right, man.
nah, man, he got to chill, bro. But he is a freshman though. I do
No,
expect.
he's young. He's young. That's why I don't kill him.
I'll say this about Nebraska. Nebraska, and I told Tyra this too. Nebraska, their legit championship window probably starts next year and the year after that. That's when their legit championship window is. I think this is what's the coach's name?
Matt Rule.
Matt Rule. This is what his second, third year. Give him 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like he's had that team going in the right direction.
That defense is gonna be good.
Yeah.
He did it with Baylor. He's always gonna have good. Even in the Carolina Panthers, the defense is good. Their offense just couldn't get nothing going.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But with Dylan Raiola, he's only gonna get better. Yeah. And then that offense is only going to get better. That defense is only going to get better. They're going to add more talent in the transfer portal because there's going to be a lot of receivers that are going to probably want to play with Dylan Raiola. He is getting tooled by Patrick Mahomes, so obviously, he's going to look get to that another time. But no, we need to give praise to Indiana. Indiana is looking like, watch out, Ohio State. Watch out, Penn State. Watch out, Oregon. Like this team might be ready. So we got to shout out to the Indiana Hoosiers. I know they got I guess game day is going to go to them. I forgot who they play this week. And shout out to Army, shout out to Navy. They're both undefeated. I think Navy plays Notre Dame. That should be a big game. So shout out to them as well, man.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man, let's talk about the college football top 12 rankings. See if you agree with it. So They got number one Oregon, number two Georgia, number three Penn State, number four Ohio State, number five Texas, number six Miami, number seven Tennessee, number eight LSU, number nine Clemson, number 10 Iowa State, number 11 BYU, and number 12 Notre Dame. Do you agree with this list?
No, I don't. There are some things I disagree with. I did my kind of own top 12 ranking list. So number one, I had Oregon. I think that's easy. Two, I have Penn State. I think they should be number two. I think that road win against USC, even though USC is not playing really good, I think that was big. Three, I gave it to Ohio State. I think what they did against Oregon was very impressive, even though it was a loss. I put Georgia at four. You know what I mean? I'm going to give them respect for that Texas win, but I'm not going to jump them over Ohio State or Penn State. I think those two teams have been more impressive to me than Georgia. Number five, I got LSU. I think LSU has looked amazing this last month. So I put them at number five. I put Miami at number six. I know they're still undefeated, but they've had some questionable games, you know what I mean? But I respect them by keeping them at six. Number seven, I have Texas. I dropped them all the way down from 1 to 7. They're still in a legit shot to make the playoff, but you know, we gotta put respect to the other teams. Number 8, I put Tennessee, even though Alabama has been slipping, still impressive win. And then they played really close against LSU. We can't forget that. Number 9, I got Clemson. They've been really impressive. Number 10, we got shout out Iowa State. It was a really close game at the end with UCF, but they're able to come back and squeak that one out. Number 11, I got BYU. BYU has been really, really impressive. You know, we got shout them out. They are undefeated. And then number 12, as I said it, Indiana. Watch out for Indiana. I got them number 12. I have Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Boise State, and Kansas State as my last 4 out as far as the college football playoff rankings.
You say you got K-State?
Yeah, I got Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Boise State, and Kansas State as my last 4 out of the top 12.
Okay. Look, I don't have too much problem with this list. I get why they put Georgia at number 2. They just beat the number 1 team. Like it's not like
SEC vibes.
I hear you, but it's not like they beat the number 10 team and they put them at 2.
But they were down by 30 against Bama 2 weeks ago. Yeah, we forgot about that now, huh?
But we know colleges. But we know college football is what have you done for me lately type league. I don't care what you did.
2 weeks ago, my brother. 2 weeks ago.
They don't care. But and then they also look at it as they're a throwaway from coming back and winning that game.
Because we all know that Alabama put their foot off the gas, man. How can we do this with Georgia, but we don't do this with every team? We did this with Alabama with Nick Saban. Now we're starting to do this with Georgia. We got to keep the same template for every team. We do this with every other team minus those 2 for some reason. Why? If this is Penn State, everybody, 2 weeks ago, Penn State, they lost. They were down by 30 to such and such. Come on, man.
I hear you, but I'm just saying.
I know.
I'm not mad.
You're right because we know that's why they're number 2. But that's my frustration with the rankings. Sometimes I'm like, bro, what? I get it. I get it. You want the money because Georgia brings the big dollars. But I think with college football and how great college football has been, I think college football has been better than the NFL. I know we're going to probably talk about that here in a little bit because I made some comments that you kind of disagree with. But I think college football has been way better than NFL. It's been way more entertaining and way more fun to watch.
I hear you.
Everybody, you hear him twiddling that goddamn microphone because he wants to say something so bad. He thinks it's because I'm hating on the Chiefs. Like, I think that's part of it why NFL has been boring, but I think there's other avenues to why NFL has been very, very boring.
There was some really good games yesterday, man.
What good games were yesterday? Tell me.
Vikings and Lions weren't good.
Okay, that's one. Give me another one.
Green Bay and Texas.
No, that was terrible quarterback play. It was.
It was.
That was not entertaining. The only entertaining was the last 5 minutes of that game. CJ Stroud had the worst game ever, and Jordan Love always gets by with throwing 3 interceptions. Tell me what was really impressive about that.
It ain't about the impressions.
That shit was terrible. That shit was not fun to watch. You're telling me that was fun to watch? That was not fun. Give me another game. Your Chiefs game? No, that shit was snooze fest. I fell asleep to that bullshit because we all knew it was going to happen. Blow that team up.
We didn't know it was happening.
You tell me the Steelers-Jets game was fucking entertaining to watch? No, it was not. The WNBA game was the best game all day yesterday. And you know it.
Until them last minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get there. We're jumping before the horses, man. Like let's what's the next topic?
That is the next topic. Matter of fact.
What's the WN5? I've been waiting for this one, boy. I've been waiting for this one, man.
Now look, I'm gonna let you rock on this because I only caught the fourth quarter.
So look, man, game 5, win it all. Obviously, everybody knows the end result. 67-62, the Lynx. McBride had a really good game. Collier had a good game. Stewart and Anescu were fucking trash. Shout out to Jacquel Jones and some of the other ladies that were able to get them over the hump. But let's just get to the finish, man. The WNBA refs ruined one of the more great games in the WNBA season by this phantom fucking call they gave Breanna Stewart. This is like the second or third time they did it in this series, where number one, Breanna Stewart clearly traveled with the fucking ball. They didn't call that. Then they're trying to say that Breanna Stewart got fouled on the way up with the shot. Shorty didn't even hit her. Then they want to come back after review saying she was in an illegal position when she beat her to the spot with her hands up. How is that an illegal position? Didn't even touch her. Just say it. The WNBA refs were scared that New York fans were going to beat their ass on the way out that goddamn. Spike Lee was about to come on that court and whoop their ass in some Jordans. And that's the main reason why the Lynx got, and I agree with the head coach. They got robbed. Look at the free throw disparity. 7, the Lynx shot 8 free throws. The Liberty shot 25. The Lynx defense looked like the 2004 Detroit Pistons. They were smothering the Liberty. Sabrina Ionescu couldn't do shit. Breanna Stewart couldn't do nothing. Like, the only advantage that they have was Jonquel Jones, and Jonquel Jones falling on Smith from the Lynx like she Joel Embiid, breaking motherfuckers' backs and shit, because all of a sudden she ain't got no balance and shit, and she trying to look dumbfounded. You know what I mean? So, and then Collier was damn near getting brutally mutilated in the lane. They didn't give her no foul calls, which I thought was egregious. And Collier posting photos of her getting slapped in the face and all that. Yo, shout out to her, man. She's standing 10 toes down on the bullshit. And then Courtney Williams, baby girl, please, I beg you. Get in the court and do something, because you are one of the reasons why they lost in overtime. You over here, you was 2 for 14 on field goals, 0 for 2 for 3-point. You have 5 turnovers, and you were -10 and plus-minus. And you thinking you're Allen Iverson trying to cross up and shoot over Breanna. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you were the other reason why they lost in the overtime. So look, man, I feel really bad for the Lynx, but at the end of the day, Liberty won. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to Jonquel Jones winning MVP. But let's call a spade a spade. The Lynx got fucking robbed of winning a championship. Minnesota should celebrate.
Yeah, I agree. That call was egregious. That was not a foul. That was all ball. But after that, I think that got into the Lynx head. And at the end of the day, man, you got to play ball at that. I know it sucks. You got a call that shouldn't have been a call, but you got to play ball. There was no rhythm after that.
Courtney Williams. I'm trying to tell you, Courtney Williams
it wasn't just her. It was all of them. It was just like there was no ball movement. It was no rhythm. It was just
because you're kind of saying the same thing that Stephen A was kind of saying, but this is where I say you guys are wrong. Because how are the Lynx supposed to get in rhythm when the refs take it out their hands to get in rhythm? You're killing the play every time by calling all these fouls for the Liberty. So you're disallowing the Lynx to play physical now. Because the moment we saw them being able to play real strong defense, you start calling fouls. When they were playing it, when you weren't calling fouls, the Liberty couldn't do shit. So how am I the Lynx and I'm on the other end? You're not calling the game the same. And I get it. It happens in all sports, but this is a game 5. Allow these players to play the game. This just shows why this just shows that the WNBA needs to work on their ref officiating crew, because this is not the first time. This isn't the last time. But they are not up to par with men's leagues. That is a fact. They're not up to par with the NBA. They're not up to par. They're not even up to par in college basketball with them knowing, like, look, this is a game 5. You as a ref, unless it's fucking egregious in the last 2 minutes, you do not call a foul. You let those ladies play. And that call alone is the main reason why they lost the game. And I get it. I get it. In overtime, they still have the opportunity to win. And I get it. They didn't play good. McBride, shout out to McBride. She played the best that she could. But no, everybody else just kind of just shit the bed. But we cannot sit here and keep bailing out Breonna Stewart because she's one of the greats. But let's call it spade a spade. I think it was game 2 or game 3. She was damn near mutilating Collier, fouling. She ain't get no foul call. But then you want to bail her out the moment her head coach wants to bitch and complain after game 4, talking about they ain't get no calls, even though in game 4, in the fourth quarter, the New York Liberty got all the favorable calls. So, and then she want to come on the press conference talking about I agree with everything now. Annoying. But you know what? New York ain't won shit in a long time, so they alley-ooped one. You got the WNBA commissioner wearing the all New York dress. Man, it was riding on the wall, man. But shout out to New York. I love the city. New York is one of my favorite cities in the world, man. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah. Shout out to New York, man. Y'all got y'all championship, man. Because you definitely ain't get one in football.
You think they repeat?
No.
What do you think about them? Obviously, you got the what is it? The Golden State team. They start playing next year. Isn't there another team that starts playing next year along with Golden State?
Toronto.
So obviously they're going up to 44 games and then the 7-game series. If this was a 7-game series, how do you think this plays out? You think it plays out the same?
No, I think the Lynx win.
Lynx win? Okay.
Shout out to Nafisha Carter, man.
Shout out to her. Shout out to her.
She put it all on the court, man. She put it all on the court, man.
McBride, too. Mm-hmm. Shout out to McBride. Shout out to Smith. Hopefully her back gets better. Courtney Williams. Nah, I'm not shouting you out, girl. That was terrible. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. She's terrible, bro. I don't know how she's a starting point guard. They need to upgrade their point guard situation. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to steal Kelsey Plum. I would not be surprised if they try to still either steal Kelsey or Mitchell from the Fever. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I can see that. And what's that backup girl for was it the Liberty? The center?
Sabalu, her sister. That's her sister. That's Sabalu's the fine one from Detroit, Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
That's her sister. Yeah.
See, that's what the Aces need to go get. Somebody big like her.
Nah, facts. And then I don't know if you ain't heard, but she was going through a lot of injuries in her career. So it's good to see her get a dub. You know what I mean? So shout out to her too. Hey,
if y'all gonna make some trades, man, Aces call the Liberty up and see if we can get her.
Yeah, if I said either get her, her sister Satu, she's available, dogs. Satu's available, so we can go ahead and get Satu.
Hey, get her. I know this is unpopular, but if you really want a center enforcer,
Brittany Griner.
No, not even her. Just see what Liz is doing. Yeah.
That shit will never happen again, bro. Liz Cambage is over, bro. She was over here calling people monkeys and shit, bro.
Hey man, people make mistakes, man.
Nah, her career's over, bro. That shit ain't happening, bro. We got a better shot again. Breonna Stewart. We need to re-sign the Liz Cambage. Or what's the other shorty's name? That's another one. But anyway, shout out to both teams though. Yeah, great series.
All right, man. Let's talk about the NFL MVP race, man, because this is a week by week thing, man. And if you told me in the beginning of the season it was Josh Allen, then since last week it was Jaden Daniels. You could throw Lamar Jackson into that race,
yeah.
But I'm gonna throw a name in there who I think should get recognized.
Who's that?
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, okay, I like
been balling. My man been balling. Okay. Got to give him love, man. So I got Jared Goff right now. You know what I'm saying? I like Jaden Daniels. He did get hurt. That's not his fault. It's a week-to-week thing. Like what's Stephen A? The list is fluid. So I gotta say Jared Goff. He kind of now Lamar Jackson can take the lead tonight and he can ball out and he can be number one. But I'm gonna go with Jared Goff right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna break all rules with this NFL MVP. You know who should be the MVP of the NFL right now? Steve Spagnuolo. That's who should be the MVP of the goddamn NFL. You know why? You know why, Chris?
Wow.
Because the Kansas City Chiefs defense is amazing. They are amazing. They're the main reason why this team is 6-0. It's not Patrick Mahomes.
No,
it's the fucking goddamn Chiefs. Chiefs defense. Steve Spagnuolo is the fucking MVP of the NFL. And yes, I'm a Raiders fan, but the reality is it's them. So you know who really should be the MVP? Should be fucking Chris Jones.
Yeah.
Should be fucking Chris Jones because no one on the offensive side is looking. Look, Lamar Jackson has looked really good. Josh Allen has had his moments. Jared Goff has had his moments. Hell, Sam Darnold has his moments. Jaden Daniels has had moments. But who's been the most consistent player in the league? What defense has not allowed over 60 yards, I think, all year for the most part?
Yeah.
What inside man is the most feared man in the league currently at this moment in time? Who's the man that really should have won the Super Bowl MVP last year? Who should have been the MVP of the playoffs last year? It was fucking Chris Jones. Chris Jones and Steve Spagnuolo should share the fucking MVP. That's the reality of this situation. I know it's not going to happen.
No.
But let's call it spade a spade.
Do you have him in the league for defensive player of the year?
I know TJ Watt is up there. TJ Watt has looked amazing. I was root for my boy Max, but he has no shot just the way the Raiders are playing at this particular time. I would have to say yes. Because I'm gonna say this: if the Chiefs were to lose Chris Jones, this team would look completely fucking different.
Our defense.
I'll be honest with you.
I'll be honest with you.
Most definitely. Yeah. So I'm being a realist right now. I'm taking my Raider fandom hat off. This is some real talk right now. You and Chris, you're not in my head because you know I'm fucking right. Chris Jones and Steve Spagnuolo should share the fucking MVP because they are the true MVPs of this league right now.
That whole defense should share the award. But I hear you. Chris Jones is the one that anchors that defense. But from our linebacker play, Leo should never.
But you know this. You take Chris Jones out that motherfucking middle, that whole defense ain't the same no more because you ain't getting the penetration like that. Yeah. Name me who's adding the penetration like a Chris Jones. Nobody. No one. So that affects the linebacking core. That affects that cornerback because now you got to change your whole philosophy now. Yeah. And then Steve Spagnuolo has been fucking amazing. He's probably been the best coach, not named Andy Reid, that's on the goddamn football field. He's been better. And look, Brian Flores, his defenses look really good. Even against Detroit, they look good. I get it. They scored 20. What was the final score? 29, 28, or 28, 27, like that. But overall, the defense played really good. I get it. Jared Goff was 22 or 25 and all that, but they held their own. So, but Steve Spagnuolo has been the best fucking goddamn coordinator for the last 3 years. That's the main reason why they won the championship. He was the reason why they won the last year, and it's probably gonna be another reason why. If no one says saw my tweet, I clearly has stated that the Kansas City Chiefs the NFL is going to find a way for the Kansas City Chiefs to be fucking undefeated going into playoffs. I'm calling it here right now.
We're not going to be undefeated. We're going to lose one day.
Name a team who's beating y'all. The Raiders ain't beating y'all next week.
We're going to drop one.
By 55.
Listen,
we're losing by 55.
There's a game, and the game after that.
It's not the Bucks. It's not the Bucks.
Just say it.
What's the game after that? The Chargers? Who y'all play after that?
The Bucks. No, we play Broncos after that.
It's not the Bucks. Y'all not losing to the Bucks because number one, it's in Kansas City, ain't it? It's not in Tampa Bay. So
it's Monday night.
You're telling me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield is going to go into Kansas City and beat Patrick Mahomes when does Isaiah Pacheco come back?
Like mid-November, I think.
Okay, I don't know when that game. Yeah, so come on, man, send me the bullshit. There's no one on this team. I think the hardest game you got left is the Houston Texans. I'm assuming Nico Collins will be back by then.
Yeah, he will.
The offensive line for the Houston Texans, which we're going to talk about, looks fucking pathetic right now. CJ Stroud can't get nothing going. So tell me who's winning. Y'all ain't losing to no one in this fucking division. Come on, man. Chris is trying to fake the bullshit, bro. I'm telling you.
It's not that I'm trying to fake, man. It's just you never know. It's the NFL, man. You can get punched in the mouth. And I know my team.
I know your fucking team. We all know your fucking team.
They sleepwalk. They'll sleepwalk in one of these games and get punched in the mouth.
That's cap. They've been sleepwalking for the last 3 weeks. What you talking about, dog? What are we talking about? And they still been winning. You got Patrick Mahomes looking like let's call a spade. Patrick Mahomes has fucking regressed. He don't look like the same Patrick fucking Mahomes. Yeah, okay, he's out here, doing the doozy dialing and doing a little toss and shit and running around. I don't know why y'all can't catch this fat boy. This motherfucker ain't fast. Why can't y'all?
Obviously, he faster than what you think.
Hey yo, and then on top of that, shout out to Patrick Mahomes for trucking my God. That shit was crazy. That shit was nasty, bro. Like, chill.
Hey, Madden, up the truck.
Nah. We don't need that shit.
Up the trucking.
That's his fat boy energy. But listen here, man. You and all y'all Chiefs fans cannot sit here and think that ain't possible. You cannot sit here and tell
undefeated?
me the NFL doesn't want that storyline. You don't think the NFL don't want that storyline going into the playoffs because of how boring the NFL season has been? When we gonna talk about how boring the NFL season has really become? It's been a goddamn
if your team was winning right now.
No, it would not. It's still fucking terrible, bro. It's still terrible football. You're not telling me this whole first part of the season has not been fucking atrocious to watch? Minus a couple of games? And all of them seem to be the Detroit Lions games that are the most entertaining ones. You can't tell me and sit here the Kansas City Chiefs games are fucking entertaining. It's only entertaining because it's your team. And
the Ravens game was a good game.
Okay, that's one. Congratulations. You gave me one out of fucking
the Bengals game was a good game.
Which one?
The Chiefs and Bengals. That was a good game. That was a good game. Come on now. Don't do that.
God, bro. Everybody saw that shit at the end of the fucking day. It's not fun to watch the Chiefs game because we all know what's gonna happen. Y'all gonna fucking win. Y'all gonna find a fucking way to win. Just because it's close don't mean it's a good game to watch. Just because it's close don't mean it's a good game to watch.
The Atlanta game was a good game too.
It was cool, bro. It was
now
cool.
The Saints game, I get it. We dominated them, but
come on, man. NFL is a fucking snooze, bro. It's bad right now. It's not good football to watch right now. Like you're trying to tell me the Packers Texans game yesterday was entertaining. That shit was fucking terrible.
I was entertained. I was at the edge of my seat.
When the last 2 minutes of the game?
That's all that matters, right?
No. Come on, man. We're gonna have an honest conversation about the NFL football right now. All right,
man. Look,
it's a bad product. Hold on, let me finish. It's a bad product going to the game, and it's a bad product right now watching it on TV. Unless if you got Red Zone, that's why everybody go to Red Zone because it's quick. You can't watch the fucking full game because that shit will put you to sleep, my guy. You watch it. You watch that Patriots game. You watching that shit?
I ain't get up.
You watching the Colts game? You watching the Dolphins? But all right, you know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna go through every team, and you tell me if you watched them. Kansas City, yes. The Raiders,
no.
San Diego Chargers,
they play today.
No, just would you watch the team?
Oh, would I watch the team? No.
Denver Broncos.
Hell no.
The LA Rams.
Maybe. Depends on who's on the line. If Cooper and Puka's back.
Right now, would you watch them?
I'll watch them.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Arizona Cardinals.
Because my boy is balling. You know who my boy is. He's balling right now. Now he's balling.
Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, because of Kyler and Marvin Harrison Jr.
Dallas Cowboys.
Hell no.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Because of Saquon.
You wouldn't. New York Giants.
Hell no.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
No.
Tennessee Titans.
No. Ugh.
Houston Texans right now.
Yeah, I'll watch them.
Right now? Yeah. Indianapolis Colts.
No.
Carolina Panthers.
Hell no.
Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
New Orleans Saints.
No.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
The New York Jets. You wouldn't.
Depends who they playing.
You wouldn't. Miami Dolphins.
If Tua's back, yeah.
Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I watch Buffalo.
Who else is that? New England Patriots.
Hell no.
Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, I watch Seattle. Seattle always got interesting game.
Who else we got? Who else is there?
The Ravens, yes. The Bengals, yes, just to watch them lose.
They're trash, bro. They're a terrible watch. I'm sorry.
They should have lost yesterday. I'm gonna tell you this, and we're gonna get into it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say that when we talk about that game.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's probably maybe only 3 teams I would watch right now. Currently, that would be truly entertaining from watching start to beginning. That's it. That's it. Besides that, no, no.
You gotta watch it for the show, man.
I do. I do watch it for the show. I do. I really do. But it'd be hard, man. It'd be hard, bro. It really do be. I'll be like, bro, what the fuck am I watching, man? Come on, man.
Look, it's a lot of bad quarterbacks in this league, man.
And obviously, Lord G, and a lot of bad coaching too.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All right, man. Let's talk a little baseball, man.
What we tell y'all? What we
The
tell you?
NLCS, the ALCS has wrapped up.
Yes, sir.
The Yankees end up beating the Guardians 5-2. Juan Soto 3-run home run in the 10th.
Yeah.
Because it was tied up. End up winning in the game, and they end up winning 4-2. And they're going to the championship, man. And then the Mets, the Dodgers, they end up beating the hell out of the Mets 10-5. Most of their wins was like big leads, big wins. So this wasn't really a contest. I mean, even though it was 3-2, it was 4-3. It was 4-3, right?
What series? No, 4-2. 4-2.
4-2.
Yeah.
But Dodgers are advancing, and we're getting this World Series that we told y'all that was going to happen. The Yankees versus the Dodgers. This is what Major League Baseball wanted. What's the commissioner's name? I forgot his name.
He's Gary. I think Gary Bettman's in the NHL. Who is I don't know who the MLB.
Whatever. The commissioner for the MLB is excited. He's dancing right now. Everybody, all you baseball fans, are about to relish because we about to get East versus West.
Yeah.
2-story franchise in the Dodgers and the Yankees.
Yeah.
Shohei versus Aaron Judge when it's really Juan Soto. But still, the big names is Judge and Shohei. So this is going to be a big match. So what are your thoughts on this matchup, sir?
Hey, look, for the first time in a long time, I'm super excited to watch a World Series. I've been truly entertained by these playoffs. I think MLB should be doing cartwheels at this particular time. The MLB playoffs have been very, very entertaining since the start with the wild card games and stuff like that, going into the divisional and then the championship games. And now we're getting the World Series that we haven't seen since the early 80s, I'm assuming. I think that was the last time, at like 81 or something like that. So, and then you got these names. And then it's not names that aren't performing. Like Shohei's been amazing. Mookie Betts has been performing. Shout out to Hernandez, pay Juan Soto. That's like the theme in New York right now. Pay Juan Soto. Like if the New York Yankees don't re-sign Juan Soto, they're doing a disservice, which we all know they're probably going to re-sign him, give him like fucking like $600-700 million. It's just going to happen. And then look, even Aaron Judge has been performing the last week very, very decently. So look, we're going into the year. Going into this World Series, man, and I'm super excited. The pitching matchups, the batting lineups, man, the fan bases, man. It's going to be really high fan bases going back and forth. Now I'm starting to understand why it's so damn expensive to be in LA this weekend, which I will be in this weekend. Not going to the World Series game, but I will be going to that Lakers game. So I'll be excited to see what the energy's like out in LA when that thing pops up. But I'm super excited to watch it.
Yeah, I got Dodgers in 7.
You got Dodgers 7?
Mm-hmm.
This is tough, man. This is
Shohei is just too good.
So is Juan, man. Juan is nasty though, bro. Juan is nasty.
Him and what's the name?
I really don't know. I'm gonna just go with home field advantage. I'm gonna rock with you. I'm gonna go with the Dodgers in 7. I think both pitching staffs they got question marks, but and then obviously, Mookie Betts, Ohtani. Yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Dodgers, man. I'm gonna ride Dodgers in 7, but I wouldn't be surprised the Yankees won.
Yeah, for sure. I know this probably isn't breaking news, but it's been official. Brandon Ayuk is out for the season.
Oh, he is, huh? What happened to him? ACL?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, they said a knee injury. They didn't say specify the ACL, but he's definitely season ending. So shout out to Brandon Ayuk, man. Hope for a speedy recovery. Glad you got your money, brother.
Yeah. So
yeah, man. let's do our bet as surefire picks, man.
So,
What you got? What you got?
all right, man. So for tonight, I got the Bucks plus 3.5. Not saying they're gonna win, but I can see this game being 3 points or less. So I got that. I'm gonna take Cardinals money line. I think they're gonna surprise the Chargers and win this game at home. Rumor is that Marvin Harrison Jr. will play tonight, so I think that will help booster them up. So I got that. Then tomorrow, obviously, NBA season kicks off. So I'm gonna go Knicks plus 5.5 against the Boston Celtics. I think the Knicks will win that game. And then I'm not picking the winner, but I am taking the over 219 on the Wolves Lakers game. So that's my solid 4 picks for this week today.
For sure, for sure. I'm gonna take the Baltimore Ravens on the money line. I just think they're gonna win. I think Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson's have a really good game. Um, and then I'm gonna go with the Chargers -1 over the Arizona Cardinals. I think they are gonna play a physical style of football, run the football with J.K. Dobbins, and beat up Kyler Murray with Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chargers on this one.
Okay.
If you go to our social media website, you could see the link for the Bet US website. Click on it. First time users only. If you bet a minimum of 100 up to $5,000, first time bet, put in the promo code JOIN125. You get 125% signing bonus. That's 3 risk-free bets. What does that mean, Chris? That means that if you deposit $100 3 times and make bets with those $100 and you lose, you keep your money, man. You don't even lose it. So what better deal than that, man? Go ahead and go to Bet US and place you some bets, man. Make you some money. All right, man. Let's talk college football. Let's talk about Lincoln Riley or Kalen Dover. Who do you think should be replaced?
Obviously with Kellen DeBoer, this is his first year at Alabama, so it's kind of hard for me to see him getting laid off. So it's just kind of the way USC's kind of regressed. I'm gonna say Lincoln Riley should be the one to get replaced. But we all know Kellen DeBoer's hot seat is hot right now because we know the expectations that Alabama has. But I'm gonna ride with Lincoln Riley just in the fact that he's had more years under his helm. Seems like they regressed. Seems like this offense has regressed. The defense looked like it's been playing a little bit better, but at the end of the day, they haven't been able to close these games. You paid a lot of money for him to be there, and then he's just having seems like he's having a tough time trying to get recruits over there. I'm not really sure what his recruiting class is going into next year. But yeah, man, I think it's about time Lincoln Riley starts maybe considering maybe getting a coordinator job in the NFL.
I agree with you. I think Lincoln Riley is better suited for the NFL. I just think that he's I think him coaching college kids is just not his flavor. I think as far as Caleb, we've seen Dober. He did it with Washington.
Yeah.
He had a successful program. He went to the national championship last year. He knows how to coach those kids up, and you could tell he has a feel for it. I personally think in Alabama, once he gets the quarterback that can run his system,
Yeah,
I think Alabama will be back to prominence and what they need to be. He needs a quarterback who has accuracy, like we talked about before, like a Michael Penix Jr., who has accuracy, who can get the ball down the field. And if he has a little bit of athleticism, which Michael Penix had a little bit of athleticism too, but he was a throw down the football quarterback, and that's what he needs. He needs a guy who can throw the football and sling that thing. No shot to Jalen Miro. I don't think that's his type of quarterback. I just think he inherited him because he was the starter from the year with Nick Saban, and Jalen Miro didn't leave. He didn't transfer. So look, you're the starter. So, and he thought he probably could fix him. He probably saw a little bit of Michael Penix in him. Thought he could probably fix him or whatever. But I think once he gets the quarterback that can fit his structure, and I get it, Alabama fans are not patient enough because they haven't won a national championship in a while. But still, give it time. Let him get one more year, maybe two. to get the quarterback that he needs, whether it be by the transfer portal or he get one of these 5-star recruits. Um, just I think he could turn it around in Alabama. Or as far as Lincoln Riley, I said it before. I think he's like Cliff Kingsbury. Just let him go to the NFL, be an offensive coordinator, maybe even a quarterback coach. Let him get his feet wet and let him go from there.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's talk about your favorite sport,
Yes,
the
sir.
NBA, man. We all know the NBA is returning.
Yep.
So we're gonna do some predictions with awards and divisions.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna let you go first, sir.
Okay.
What it-
Hmm?
I'll do this. I'll read off the award. You give me your answer. I'll give mine. That's how we
Sounds
do it.
good. Sounds good.
So we'll start with Coach of the Year. Who do you think will get Coach of the Year?
This one was kind of tough. Most people would think it might be like a Tibbs or kind of like a Mark Denault from the Thunder, just because of the teams that they got. But I'm gonna surprise you. I'm gonna go with Taylor Jenkins of the Grizzlies, man. I think they're gonna have a bounce back year. I think with John Morant coming back, I like Zach Edey as a rookie. I think this team, I think they're gonna make some noise in that division. So I think Taylor Jenkins is gonna get enough wins where I think he'll have a strong chance to win the Coach of the Year. So I'm going with Taylor Jenkins.
I'm going with your boy,
Cool.
JJ Redick.
Oh, JJ. Okay, okay,
I'm going with your boy. I think
okay. All
JJ
right,
about to have the Lakers coming. They about to take the league by storm this year.
all right.
LeBron ain't playing with y'all. AD ain't playing with y'all as long as y'all stay healthy. And I think JJ Redick gonna be that dude.
Man, that make me happy. That make me smile, man. I like that. I like that.
All right, let's go. Most improved player.
Most improved player. Um, damn, that's a good one. I think I'm gonna go with Jalen Suggs, man. I think Jalen Suggs is gonna have a really good year this year, especially with the team around him. You know what I mean? With Contavious Caldwell Pope being there, I think it helps relieve him of having to guard one of the best, point guards or two guards. I think it'll help him a lot. So I'm gonna go with Jalen Suggs.
I'm gonna roll with Cade Cunningham of the
Okay.
Detroit Pistons. I think he's gonna have a bounce back season. Um, I know, you know, it wasn't, he was okay last year, but I think he'll have a better year this year, and I think he'll be much improved.
Okay.
All right, six man of the year.
Six man of the year. I'm gonna go with. Hmm, I'm gonna go Lonzo Ball, man. I like Lonzo. Lonzo gonna be coming off that bench. I think he's gonna have a really good year. I'm really excited to see him perform. I'm gonna go with Lonzo.
I'm gonna roll with Malik Monk. I think he's going to be good off that bench for Sacramento. He's going to provide some good, balance points, defense. So I'm going to roll with Malik Monk. Defensive player of the year.
Look, it should be Anthony Davis. Should be. Like people hate on my boy AD. Should be Anthony Davis, but I know they be hating, so I know they're not going to give it to him. I went with OG Anunoby of the New York Knicks for what they're going to be asking him to do. They're going to be asking him to guard the centers, power forwards, the best twos, best threes. They're going to be asking him to do a lot on that defensive side, especially with Karl Anthony Towns being their new center. So I went with OG. If he can stay healthy, he'll have a really strong chance to win the Defensive Player of the Year.
I'm going to go with the tried and true. I'm going to go with Asia Wilson's man. Bam.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you're right.
Just saying, man.
No, I agree with you. I'm just, Asia Wilson's man.
Rookie of the year.
Hey, man, I'm going with my boy Dalton Connect. That's Connect 3, baby. I'm going with my guy, man. You saw what he did. That's rookie of the year right there for sure. But I'll be scared of Zach Edey to take his chance. But I'm going with Dalton.
Yeah, I'm going with Zach Edey, man. I'm going with Zach. He's gonna do some things over there in Memphis, man. And him and John Morant gonna be a nice little tandem. So I'm gonna go with Zach Edey.
Okay.
MVP.
I'm going with my man, the man that should have won it last year, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, my favorite basketball player in the league right now, man. He gonna win the MVP, bro. He should have won it last year, fortunately, due to some weird voting. But I get it. But I'm going with my boy Shai. They're gonna have the best team in the league this year.
I agree with you with everything you just said. I think my man's gonna be coming with a vengeance. He wants it back in blood.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, I'm going with Shea too, MVP.
My God.
All right, man. Let's do some division picks.
Let's do it.
All right, we're gonna start with the East. So, who do you have winning the Atlantic Division?
I got the New York Knicks, man. I know a lot of people still have the Celtics being the favorites, but I think with the Kristaps Porzingis injury, I think that's gonna slow them down a little bit. I know a lot of people are expecting Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to have these we're gonna take over the league. We're mad at stop with the cap. New York Knicks are winning this division, man. So I'm riding with New York.
Yeah, I got New York Knicks too. I just think they stacked up too much. Cat was the final domino to fall for them to make this team complete. He's going to add some offensive firepower that they need down in the post.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll with the Knicks, man.
And Tibbs is gonna have them playing hard every single game. So
everybody's playing 40.
Everybody's playing 40 minutes. So yeah, they're winning this division.
If they can make it.
True.
Central Division.
Some people would have the Milwaukee Bucks. No, sir. Or the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm going with the Indiana Pacers, man. I think this team was really exciting last year. I think they were one of the better teams before Halliburton got hurt. Halliburton's been amazing. He's been one of the best point guards in this league. I think he'll stay healthy for the majority of this year. Got enough rest in the offseason. He got the 3 white girls on the tube. The beige bandit is out and rampant. So I'm going with Tyrese Halliburton and Indiana Pacers to win this division.
Man, I'm going with the Bucks, man. You can't have me going against my man Dame and the Greek Freak. I'm going with the Bucks.
No, Middleton's hurt, right? He ain't playing on Wednesday.
He ain't.
No.
It's just games. It's 82 games, man. It's 82 games. Man.
All right, bro. I feel
it's light. It's light.
Yes, sir. I feel you.
Southeast Division.
I'm rolling with the Orlando Magic, man. I love this team, dog. I love this team. I love the addition of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I like Wendell Carter Jr., Franz Wagner. Paolo Banchero's. His game is only going to get better, man. Mm-hmm. I like him as a player, and I had Jalen Suggs, being my most improved player as well. So, and I like the depth on this team, man. It's a young, hungry team, man. They were the 4th seed last year. Magic winning this division.
Yeah, I agree with you. I got the Magic winning. I just think they got too much firepower, young talent, and like you said, Pope coming over. He's going to bring some veteran leadership over there that they much need, and 3-point shooting that they need too. So
yeah, deep perimeter defense as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to the West, man. Northwest Division. We all know who's going to win that division.
Come on, man. We all know. OKC, baby. Yeah. The Thunder, man. They running ramps off. Even though this division is pretty tough. It's pretty tough. Like, this division is going to be tough. But OKC, bro, that team is amazing, bro. And, hey, look, Ant Edwards is my guy too, man. I love Ant, man. He gonna give him a run for their money. Denver Nuggets, nah. I'm sorry. Like, Jokic, he gonna give him some love, but I think they got a couple holes that they need to figure out. I think the Timberwolves and the Thunder are gonna be the 2 best teams in this division specifically. But I'm riding with the Thunder. I'm riding with my boy Shai. This is the main reason why he's gonna win MVP.
All right, let's talk about the Pacific Division.
Oh, who'd you have? Oh, you got Thunder too, right?
I got Thunder.
Okay, my bad. Pacific. I'm going with my Los Angeles Lakers. Who'd you think I was gonna pick? The Suns?
No.
Fuck no. You think I'm picking the Clippers? Yo, shout out to Salute, man. That's my guy, man. I root for you, man. I just, it's gonna be tough for y'all without Kawhi, man. It's gonna be tough. But and then you still got Steph and the Warriors, man. But I'm riding with LeBron. I'm riding with AD. I'm riding with my boy Don Connect. I'm riding with D-Lo. Depending on how long he's going to be on this team and whoever we replace him with, because that's coming. Austin Reeves, hopefully he be better defensively. But the main reason why, because you said it, coach of the year. I didn't pick him as my coach of the year, but I'm happy you did because JJ Redick got us looking like a real fucking team, unlike motherfucking Darvin Ham and his third head on the top of this fucking forehead. God
Yes, no
damn.
shots at the black man. Leave him alone,
I
man.
love look, I support all black men, but I'm gonna call bullshit when I see it, man. Come on, man. He had us looking like crazy, bro. But we're gonna be a real team this year. Lakers gonna come. We're gonna be healthy too. AD gonna have a MVP style season too. He gonna be competing for MVP. So yeah, we're gonna be ready. And then Bronny, he gonna get his 1-2 games in, and then we're gonna send him down to the G League and make some room for real players.
Surprisingly enough, I agree with you. I got your Lakers winning this division. I do.
Shout out
I
to my
got you.
co-host, man. Shout out to my
Yeah,
co-host.
I got your Lakers. Shout out
You
to
don't
my
sound
guy.
too thrilled about it.
No, I got your Lakers.
Okay. All right.
Because I don't believe in the Suns. I mean, they're not going to be healthy enough. To Kevin Durant's probably
That's
going
the
to miss
thing,
like
yeah.
20 games. Devin Booker's going to miss like 20.
Bradley
And,
Bill, you know he gonna miss like a good 30. So if they were healthy, I would probably pick the
yeah,
Suns, but
yeah,
I
they're
just
healthy.
see them being healthy. And they got a new coach, Mark Budenholzer, so this should be interesting to see how that plays out.
All right, man. Let's end it off with the Southwest Division. Who do you have?
This one was a little tough for me. I kind of went back and forth with the Pelicans and the Mavs. Man, I think the Pelicans are going to be deep. It's just depending on if Zion Williamson can stay healthy. You got Dejounte Murray. And obviously, you got the whole situation with Brandon Ingram. You don't know if he's going to stay or go. But I do love Brandon Ingram's game, but they're going to have to figure that out. So I ended up going with the Dallas Mavericks. You know, Kyrie, you add the addition of Klay Thompson. Luka Doncic, I think he's also going to have an MVP style year this year. I know he's dealing with a calf contusion right now, so he's kind of day to day. But I think they got him projecting to play the first game of the year. So, and then they got depth, man. You know, the youth of that team should be getting better. The depth of that team got a little better. So, and then I like Jason Kidd as a head coach. He's one of the better head coaches in the league. So I went with the Dallas Mavericks.
For sure, for sure. I like the Mavericks too, but I'm gonna go with the Pelicans, man.
Okay.
Zion Williams, you know what I'm saying? Ingram and all them boys over there. I think they're gonna be all right. Hopefully, does CJ McCollum still play with them?
Yeah, they do. Yep, he still plays with them. Yep.
I think he'll be a lot better than what he was last year.
No Mariah Mills catastrophe either. You know, Zion Williamson.
Oh, she gonna pop up. You know she gonna pop up. Let this man start scoring 30 a game. She gonna pop up. She only pops up when he does good.
She really do, bro. She cannot let my man just be happy and free, dog. Come on, man. It's crazy.
So yeah, I got the Pelicans winning. But it's gonna be close. It's gonna be tight between them and the Mavs. And don't sleep on the Grizzlies because my man John Moran is back.
Yes,
but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Pelicans.
Yeah, man. So excited, man. NBA season's finally here. Oh my God. I've been ready for this for the past month, man. Shout out to Adam Silver, man. Hey, yo, and then also, man, I'll save that for later.
All right, man. Let's talk about Deion Sanders, man. Which college should call Deion Sanders after this season?
Selfishly, I want the Florida Gators to call and give him a job. I really do. I think he would do wonders for our Florida Gator program. But you and me both know this is setting up to be the welcome home story of next year with him going to Florida State. I think he's ended up going to be at Florida State. It's the perfect storm, man. Florida State has looked abysmal. They don't have no life in that program, no excitement within that program, no hope within that program. The way everything's been going on. I know I forgot coach's name. I know he had a great year last year until Jordan Travis got hurt, but it's really setting up for Florida State to get Deion Sanders at this particular time. So selfishly, I want the Florida Gators, but in my head, I think it's gonna probably be the Florida State Seminoles.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's gonna be Florida State too. I just think that that's just a match made in heaven.
Perfect storm, man. Yeah.
This is alma mater. You know what I'm saying? What better way to take his alma mater into the college playoffs and try to win a national championship? So,
Yeah.
And he's going to get the recruits, especially in his backyard.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely going to come to Florida State to play for him. So,
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see Deion Sanders without Shador Sanders.
Yes.
And without a Travis Hunter. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see how he looks next season without those two players because
Do,
they've been with him since Jackson State.
yeah.
So
Do you think that would be the one team most other head coaches and programs would fear Dion going to would be Florida State?
of course, because now he's like I said, he's in the Florida backyard. He's got that pipeline now,
Yeah.
and you know he's going to get those kids to come over there and play for him.
If
So
you're USC, do you call him?
if you get rid of Lincoln Riley, of course you do.
I would call Florida. I would call. Um, Depending on what happens, I don't think he will ever go to Ohio State. But look, I think he has some pressure on him. He does. If he let's say hypothetically Ohio State loses to Michigan, let's just say that. There's gonna be some pressure on that. You know what I mean?
Ryan Day.
Ryan Day. You know what I mean? So, and then obviously you got other programs out there that could potentially be looking at other stuff. Maybe Missouri. They haven't been looking as promising as well. So I don't know what's the situation with that head coaching, but we all know it's probably gonna
Drink ain't going nowhere.
Nah.
He getting five.
It's gonna be Florida State or Florida. I think it's gonna be one of those two programs. It's gonna be one of those two. They're setting up perfect because both of those schools need a new direction for a head coach. So
yeah, for sure.
and if Florida, if you can't get Dion, let's go ahead and suck it up and call your boy Urban, man, and just give him every white college chick he want and just call it a day. No, I'm joking, people. I'm joking. I'm joking.
You wild.
I'm joking, please. I want us to get real pub. I don't want us to get in trouble already. I'm joking. I don't condone that.
All right, man. Let's talk about the NFL Week 7 recap, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, man. Let's jump right into it. Lions, Minnesota. The Lions end up beating Minnesota 31-29. Jared Goff was 22-25, 280 yards and 2 TDs. Jahmyr Gibbs added 15 carries, 116 yards, and 2 tubs. Amon St. Brown, 8 catches, 112 yards, and a touchdown. And Khalif Raymond had 3 catches, 30 yards, and a touchdown himself. Sam Darnold was 22-27, 259 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Aaron Jones, 15 carries, 93 yards, a touchdown. Justin Jefferson had 7 catches, 81 yards, and a touchdown. And then Jalen Naylor, 4 catches, 76 yards. In the beginning, it was kind of a back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the Lions had jumped up ahead at first. Then that defense from Minnesota started coming around, started giving them little problems. But then, Detroit kind of figured it out. And then in the second half, it was just like back and forth. But shout out to Detroit. They got the ball last, and they end up marching down the field and kicking that field goal and winning the game. So,
look, I just think to me this solidified that the Vikings, I think, are real. I was really curious to see how they would respond in a game like this at home. I get it was at home. Obviously, you would like to. We're going to have the opportunity to see them on the road against Detroit. No, it kind of. But I was really truly impressed. Sam Darnold, you just got to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's a really good quarterback this year. Obviously, we would like to see it for multiple years, but he found his lane. I'm curious to see what they do with JJ McCarthy next year with Sam Darnold. Like, do you go ahead and just keep sitting JJ McCarthy and let Sam Darnold ride out? I don't know how long his contract is with the Vikings, but that's going to be an interesting question going into the offseason with them. But overall, I've been truly impressed by both of these teams. I've been truly impressed by this whole division, honestly. But one thing that did hurt me was that David Montgomery fumbled, man. He kind of killed my fantasy hopes. So a lot of things killed my fantasy hopes. You whooped my ass this week. You killed my run, man. Jaden Daniels getting hurt and all that. But I was really shocked by that fumble by David Montgomery. You normally don't see that, but
yeah.
And they recovered that and returned it for a touchdown. But Jared Goff, man, he's probably one of the more efficient quarterbacks in the league. Every time I see his stat line, it's always like 22 or 25. He had the perfect game. You never really see him miss more than like 4 or 5 throws a game, man. He's really consistent. You see the confidence that he has within his offense. Ben Johnson is definitely going to be a head coach next year somewhere. Hopefully the Raiders or something if AP can't get his shit together. But yeah, and Jahmyr Gibbs looked amazing, man. He's turning into the athlete and the running back that we all expected. Amon St. Brown. They just have so many weapons on this team. Obviously, with the news that Aiden Hutchinson has a possibility of coming back for the Super Bowl. I think that's huge news. But if they can find somebody to trade just to get them through, obviously, even if Aiden Hutchinson is able to come back in the Super Bowl, he's not going to be the same Aiden Hutchinson, but at least the impact will be there, and then just him, the uplifting spirits of this defense. But hopefully they can find somebody to help secure that defensive line and add a little bit more pressure in the trade deadline. And this team's going to be there at the end. So
Yeah, man. I'm hearing possible they looking at Zadarius Smith from the Cleveland Browns. So
yeah, I think that's the more reasonable one. Obviously, they would love to get, Max Crosby. I see every Detroit fan begging Max. Every time Max Crosby posts something, it'd be like 35 Lions fans begging him to come. I'm like, bro, Max Crosby ain't coming. I get it. You would love to have him, but I don't even think y'all would have the cap space for that. Y'all might, but I don't think it's gonna happen. And then even what's my man's name from the Browns? I don't know. It's off the top of my head. What's his name?
who?
Defensive line for the Browns.
Oh, Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett. I don't know why I forgot about even him. You know what I mean? You know what? If you want to try to get anybody with a name, he might be the one, just based on the situation that the Browns are in, especially with the whole Deshaun Watson factor, which I'm not sure if we're going to get into or not. But we'll see what happens with trade deadline 2 weeks.
Yeah, November 5th is the deadline. They actually pushed it back a week. The Green Bay Packers end up beating Houston 24-22. CJ Stroud had his best worst statistical day in the game. He was 10 for 21, 84 yards. Joe Mixon was 25 carries, 115 yards and 2 tubs. Jordan Love, 24-33, 220 yards, 3 touchdowns. I want to say, was it 1 pick, 2 picks? Josh Jacobs, 12 carries, 76 yards. He had a touchdown. 2. Romeo Dobbs had 8 catches, 94 yards. Like you said before, CJ Stroud's offensive line just wasn't good. They was getting pressure on him all day. And this offense looks so different without Nico Collins in it. Like they need him back. He makes that offense go. He's their deep stretch guy. Diggs is good. He's good in those short intermediate routes and in between, in the middle of the field. But they need that speed, and Nico is that. So once he gets back, this offense, I anticipate, looks back to what it was. Joe Mixon is part of that too, but they need Nico back. And as far as Green Bay, look, the thing with Jordan Love, man, you just gotta take. He's more Brett Favre than he is Aaron Rodgers. So you just gotta take the good with the bad. You just gotta take. He gonna throw a pick. He might throw 2 of them things, but he gonna throw 3, 4 touchdowns too. So you just gotta take that, bro. That's what it is. It is what it is. That defense is very opportunistic. I think Xavier McKinney is one of the better safeties in this league. He gets a lot of takeaways. So yeah, man. Shout out to Green Bay for getting the dub, man. This NFC North is gonna come down to the wire for sure.
Yeah. Look, I'll start with the Texans. Like, look, this is for some reason, like, once they got one thing good going, Nico Collins is going well. Then Joe Mixon got hurt. Joe Mixon comes back, looks like he's going well. Then Nico Collins, they could just never, like, I think they've had one full game, maybe 2, where they had both of their star players in there. Like, yeah, I love Stephon Diggs. I think Stephon Diggs is one of the best slot runners in the league right now. And obviously you got Tank Dell out there as well. But Nico Collins was literally the best wide receiver in the league. You know what I mean? He had the most yardage. I think he was up there with TDs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So he competes with the Justin Jeffersons of the world and stuff like that as far as being the best receiver. So you missed that. And then obviously that offensive line has not helped CJ Stroud at all. It's been looking kind of, it's not looking really good right now. A little suspect. So they got to figure that out. And then obviously Will Allen, what's his name? Will Allen?
Will Anderson.
Will Anderson, where are you at, my brother? Where are you at? Because, like, the defense is not getting the pressure that I assume with you.
Him and Danielle Hunter.
Yeah, I expected way more from you guys on the defensive end, so hopefully they can fix that out. And then with the Packers, man, like, I get it. You got to take the good and bad with Jordan Love, but my God, he's not gonna win you a Super Bowl playing like this without him cleaning up his game, man. Like it was good to see Josh Jacob have a really good signing. It was cool, really good to see him in that streak of all those catches with no TD catch, and he was finally able to do that. They got McManus this past week, as a field goal kicker, and he was able to win the game for them. So tough loss for the Texans, but they're still 5-2. Packers, they still hold their own, competing in a really strong division. Obviously the Bears didn't play this past week with their bye, but they got a big one next week with the Commanders. So look, man, this division is, I think me and you both kind of hinted that this division was going to be one of the ones where it's like you got to pay attention, man. So and it's truly turning out to be that way.
Yeah, for sure. Also, in the game before, I want to give a shout out to Brian Branch. Ever since he's came back in the lineup for the Detroit Lions, man, that dude has been
Oh yeah,
amazing.
yeah. I think he's competing for defensive player of the year too.
Yeah, yeah, that
Definitely.
that kid is amazing. He can play corner, he can play safety. Like he's
Yeah, he
everywhere, man.
might even
He's
be able
everywhere.
to play a little linebacker if he,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, he's everywhere. So, uh, the Bengals end up beating the Browns 21-14. Now the Browns have had the Bengals number for the past, I think 5 seasons. They couldn't beat
Yeah,
the Browns. And it looked like, look, I know we like to diss on Deshaun Watson because of the situation, and he hasn't been playing good. I will admit, but I will say this: he wasn't playing that bad in this game right here. Like the drive that he got hurt on, they was driving down the field. He might have scored on that drive right there. We might be talking about a different game
yeah,
had he not got hurt. So, and I just think the Browns might just have the Bengals number. So, I don't know. He looked efficient. He was throwing the ball on point. I don't know if losing Amari Cooper just made him play a little bit better. Maybe Nick Chubb's being in the offense is, he's still trying to get his legs underneath him, but still, I don't know. Deshaun looked a lot better in this game, and unfortunately, he got hurt. But we all know that he got the Achilles injury. They had Darian, was it Daryl Thomas Jr.? I think his name is.
yeah. Dorian Thomas, yeah,
Yeah,
Thompson.
Dorian Thomas. He's from Vegas. They put him in the lineup. They didn't even have James when he's dressed up. He's the emergency quarterback, but they didn't even have him dressed up. You would think he would have been the second quarterback, but I think they believe in this kid, Dorian Thompson. But unfortunately, he didn't have a good game either. But it's kind of hard when you're inserted in the middle of the game and
Yeah,
you haven't taken no reps with nobody and nothing. So um, he had a tough outing too. And Bengals took advantage of that. They had a couple scores with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, but I don't think this team is that good. Everybody's trying to, bang the table for the Bengals and all this stuff, but I don't see it. Especially defensively, I don't think they're a good team. Offensively, these past 2 weeks, they haven't looked too good. They haven't looked good at all. So yeah,
yeah.
it is what it is, man.
Yeah, like look, with the Bengals, man, it's like, look, man, I get it. Like you see the names on the back of them jerseys, you expect more of this team. But I've been saying this before. Joe Burrow, with all the hype that he gets, he's one of the more inconsistent quarterbacks in the league. The offensive line is mid at best. The running game hasn't really been that impressive. Like Jamar Chase had the touchdown and all that, but the Bengals and I'm not even gonna get started on that defense. But look, the Bengals are not a good team. They're not a playoff team. They're not. So we got to stop that. As far as with the Browns, like the question is now with him being out with the Achilles injury, it's like, what do they do? What do the Browns do as an organization? Can they do anything? Do you draft a quarterback knowing that you still owe Deshaun Watson all this money? You can't get rid of him. You can't cut him. You can't trade him. Now he's even he's even less of an asset off this injury. And then even if he were to come back, he's not going to be ready beginning next year. He's not going to be able to do any training camp. He's not going to be able to do any offseason workout. By the time he might be able to come back, might be by the end of the year. So it's another wasted year for this team. Like, what do you do as an organization? You know what I mean? That's the question right now that they need to figure out. I don't know. But like, what do you think? Like, if you're the GM of this Browns team, what do you do in the draft? What do you do in the offseason? Do you start trading pieces? Do you start thinking about the books? Like, do you start thinking about trading the Myles Garrett? Do you start thinking about trading like you wouldn't want to do it. Maybe a Nick Chubb if somebody needs a running back or something like that, or David Njoku, or one of your other top defensive players. Do you start considering that and be like, look, we're tanking. We're gonna probably try to draft a quarterback if we can get it. if they even want to come here. You know what I mean? I don't expect Shador Sanders wanting to go to Cleveland. I don't know if Cam Ward would want to go to
I
Cleveland.
think
Maybe
Cam will
Carson
come.
Beck. I think Cam Ward will do it just based on his personality. He's not going to fight it, but I think Carson Beck could be a good situation here. Maybe a Quinn Ewers or something like that. You know what I mean? So, like, what do you do if you're a GM? What do you do currently at this moment in time if you were the GM?
You get as much draft stock as you can get so you can rebuild this team. Because Deshaun Watson, even if he does come back next year, he won't be ready. He's going to be on the pup list. He's going to be out for probably six to 7, 8 games next year.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's early, but still, he's going to be out for a significant amount of time. He's an older player, too. I mean, I know he's only like 28, 29, but still.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know what you do. You put yourself in this bind. I don't feel sorry for the Cleveland Browns whatsoever. They did this to themselves.
No, I don't either. I don't either.
I feel bad for the fan base, but I don't
even feel bad for them. And I'm gonna get on them in one of our segments at the end. I don't even feel bad for that fan base. I know a lot of people are trying to tell me I should feel bad for Cleveland fans and all that, but you know what I mean? I'll get to that in another day. But I agree with you. Like, I think they should start thinking about the long game at this point. You're not winning with this team. You're not winning under Deshaun Watson as long as he's on your books. You might as well start clearing your books out, get as much draft capital you can. Like, Myles Garrett would be a top commodity right now with the Detroit Lions. You might be able to get 2 firsts for him if you can, depending on how much desperate people are. Maybe I don't know who else might be. Maybe the Eagles. They're desperate for some defensive line play. You could try to get some picks, man. You got Njoku, who's a top tight end. You got Nick Chubb. I know people love Chubb in Cleveland. He's one of their staples, but you got to start thinking long term because this team is just not going anywhere anytime soon for the next 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we'll skim through some of these games. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Giants 28-3. Saquon Barkley had 176 yards and a touchdown. He balled out. Jalen Hurts had a decent game. He had a 41-yard touchdown to A.J. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Look, sorry, Stan, but your team is terrible, and it's because
free Malik
because of Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
They had to put my man Drew Lock back in the game at the fourth quarter. I know Daboll said that Jones is the starter still, but he's terrible. He's not.
How many wins the Giants got? 2, 3?
They're 2-5.
2-5. All right. Well, the battle. Look, I think the battle for the number 1 pick is going to be really amazing this year. That's the one thing I'm stressing about the most is number 1 pick. So yeah, shout out to Saquon.
The Buffalo Bills end up trouncing the Tennessee Titans 34-10. This is about Amari Cooper. He scored a touchdown. Josh, in the beginning, it was a little bit of a struggle. It took them a minute to get going, but once they got going, the floodgates went open. And Josh Allen had 323 yards, 2 touchdowns. Keon Coleman he actually had a really good game.
Yeah, shout out to Keon. Yeah. Have you seen the commercial he did?
Yeah, that's funny. he's hilarious, man.
Shout out to Keon.
You can do nothing but root for Keon Coleman.
Man. And shout out to what's the running back? Ray Davis or whatever his name is. Shout out to Ray, bro. He nice, bro. That 1-2 combination with James Cook and him. That's gonna be lethal coming playoff time, man.
Definitely. Like I said, Buffalo with Amari Cooper, and if Keon Coleman can keep stacking games like this, they're gonna be a formidable opponent for sure.
Yeah,
definitely be a formidable opponent. They might be better than what they've been, and that defense has actually been playing really good too.
Yeah, their Achilles heel might be their head coach.
Yeah, for real.
Might be their head coach.
Tennessee, just sell everybody. Just get rid of it. Get rid of Calvin Ridley. Get rid of DeAndre Hopkins. Get rid of everybody.
What can you get for any of these cats now? You
can't
get nothing for Tony Pollard. Calvin Ridley, you can't get nothing for him. And D-Hop, you ain't getting nothing for D-Hop. The best you might get is like a 5th, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah. And plus, they said he has a torn. I didn't know he had tore MCL.
Oh, yeah.
He playing hurt. So, I don't know what you do with the Texans. You just throw the whole organization away. The Seattle Seahawks end up putting the beats on Atlanta Falcons. Geno Smith had a really good game. 18 to 28, 207 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker, that dude
Look
is
good. He
amazing.
look good. He look good.
14
Yeah.
carries, 69 yards and a touchdown. He also had a catching touchdown too.
Hmm.
DK still doing his thing, 4 catches, 99 yards and a touchdown. He ended up getting hurt, but I
He's
don't
out.
think
He's out week to week. He's out week
yeah.
to week. Sprained
So
MCL.
yeah, so Noah Fant had a pretty decent game too. Um, look, man, Atlanta just they couldn't do nothing. Their pass rush was getting to
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, man. He couldn't really do nothing. He didn't have a really good game. He had 2 interceptions. Bijan had a really good game, 21 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown. But other than that, and Kyle Pitts is actually starting to come along in this offense with Kirk Cousins. He had 7 catches, 65 yards, but and Drake London had 63 yards and a touchdown. But Seattle was just too much for him, man. Especially that defensive line; they was bringing the pain to Kirk Cousins and that offense. The thing about Seattle, man, is like they can score with anybody. They really can. It's just what type of Geno you're gonna get.
Yeah. It's Jekyll and Hyde, man. He's the
Mhm.
most Jekyll and Hyde quarterback. If you get a good Geno, this team could beat anybody. This team can
Yeah,
run. This team can make a Super Bowl run. They have enough pieces on that defensive side. I do like that defense. I do like the head coach. I do love the running game. They do have the weapons on the outside. The offensive line is not that bad. It's just Geno can just control himself within the game, man. The confidence level, just see, you could just tell. You could tell if he's going to be confident in this game or he doesn't have confidence in this game. You just know right off the rip. So, and then with the Falcons, man, look, man, it's another team where you just don't know what you're gonna get week to week
yeah,
with this team. They finally started giving Bijan a little love. He had a pretty good game, but they still don't give him the ball enough to me. They still can't feature Kyle Pitts. Drake London is kind of hit or miss. I think Kirk Cousins' favorite target is Darnell Mooney. He loves him. He loves him and Ray McLeod so much.
Mhm.
But Kirk Cousins is getting a little older, man. He can't move around that pocket like he used to, especially coming off that Achilles. It was good to see Michael Penix get a little play too. So I thought that was interesting as well.
Yeah. Uh, See, the Indianapolis Colts ended up beating the Dolphins 16-10. There's not really much to
Oh
talk
my
about this
God,
game.
Anthony Richardson, bro! Come
Yeah,
on, my God,
yeah.
you just don't look so good. And then Tua's coming back. They officially say he's coming back next week, so I'm very curious to see how the
Yeah,
Dolphins look. I'm
yeah,
sure
they
they'd be a
need.
little bit more amped. I'm sure Tyreek Hill is doing cartwheels right now. He's
Yeah,
like, thank God, boy. My man, it was an abyss, boy.
because I'm watching the game. I'm like, is he hurt? Is he out there?
Nah, he's just out there blocking. That's all he did.
Is he out there?
What's his name? Johnu Smith, the tight end. He was the
He
best
was
player on that
balling
field. He was
yesterday.
balling. Yeah.
I was like, why are they featuring John Smith
I
right
know,
now?
man. Like they're like I just Mike McDonald, man. You would expect more for him to be able to find ways to get Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle the ball, whether it's reverses, maybe Tyreek being in the
Screens.
backfield, screens. But it doesn't even seem like he's trying to do any of that. So I don't know. I'm sure we'll probably see another different Miami Dolphins team with Tua. God bless. Hopefully he's able to stay healthy, man. I was watching a little bit of his interview. He says he's not going to wear a Guardian cap. I wish he would. You know what I mean? I don't know the improvements of wearing a Guardian cap or not. I don't know what the percentages raised as far as improvement of helping concussions. But all I can do is pray for his health and his safety, man. I don't want to see him going through anything like that, man. I'm rooting for Tua. I just want him to be healthy and have a long career as long as he wants to continue playing.
Uh, your Raiders lose to the Rams 20-15. I know you're happy. uh, I mean, I don't know what much more we can say about this game.
I'll say it. Raider fans, don't be mad. Don't be gloomy, dog. What do y'all expect? We're not winning, dog. Yo, it sucks to see Aiden O'Connell get the broken thumb. That sucks. I don't want to see that. Brock Burrows is probably the best thing to watch on this team besides Max Crosby. I know Max Crosby. I know there's been a lot of rumors with Max. I don't think Max is going anywhere. I think he's going to ride it out with the Raiders. He loves the Raiders. The Raiders fan base, we fuck with him tough, and it's just like we don't want to see him go. We get it. You put your blood, sweat, and tears on this thing. We don't want to see you be on the losing team forever, but be patient. Help is coming. Help is coming, man. So we just got to get that number one pick. That's the one thing we all should be stressing about because there's a lot of ass teams out there that might be the toughest thing to get right now is that number one pick. So
The Commanders ended up smashing the Panthers. No surprise, 40-7. Jaden Daniels actually went down with a rib injury.
Yeah,
Marcus Mariota came in, and
looked amazing.
Marcus, we got good Marcus Mariota now. There ain't too many games.
They know
we,
it when Marcus
we,
Mariota. That first game he always looks really good. It's when he
that's
has
what
to
I
play
said.
multiple games. It's just like
Yeah.
nah.
He has an expiration date. He gets about 2 or 3 good ones, then it start going downhill. So,
Robertson
uh,
Jr. too. Robertson Jr. looked amazing too.
yeah, he did. So, I mean, this is no surprise. Andy Dalton looked terrible. I think he had a couple picks, and yeah, man,
I
it
just
was all
hope
bad.
I just hope Jaden Daniels is able to play next week, man. We all want to see that Caleb Williams versus Jaden
I know.
Daniels matchup. So hopefully we're still able to get that.
Yeah, he said he's they said he's week to week, so we'll see.
We'll see how he feels. If he can practice by Thursday, Friday, I think he should be good.
Um, I forgot to talk about this, but the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Patriots. The Jags look a little bit better. Tanks Bigsby is the best player on this team right now. He's been balling. He's having a career year. Travis Etienne was out, of course. Um,
Think he
Trevor
keeps
Lawrence.
you think he
Trevor
keeps
Lawrence.
the starting spot?
Yeah, he's the solidified starter because he was getting those carries when Trevor was in there.
Would you trade him?
Travis, yeah, I would,
You would trade
I
him?
would,
Okay.
I would get something for him. Um, I would call the Cowboys and be like, you got third, you got third. I trade
Oh
them the
yeah.
Cowboys. That's what they need. That's what the Cowboys need. They
Oh,
need a
fact.
running back.
No, yeah.
Um, even in the loss, Drake May didn't. He played pretty well.
No, he looked good. Yeah,
He looked good. He looks like
he looks
he's gonna
good.
be
I
all
think
right.
he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll be
They just
fine.
need to get some more weapons over there for
Yeah.
him. But
Yeah, I think he's one of the few rookie quarterbacks to start his first 2 games and have over 500 yards and 3 TDs or something like that. I saw a statistic like that. So he'll be perfectly fine. I know the big thing was the head coach calling everybody soft, and Jalen Pope he wasn't really feeling it, man. So yeah, I'm sure he'll be all right, man. Y'all be all right, man.
They'll talk about it. My Kansas City Chiefs end up beating the 49ers 28-18.
Yeah.
The name of this game, like you said earlier, was the defense. Brock Purdy had probably one of his worst games we've ever seen him play. He was not good. He was not good in this game. Plus, we shut down the run game. Mason couldn't really get nothing going. Grindle couldn't get nothing going. They put him in a little bit later. And, Debo Samuels, he's out with the sickness. You can tell he wasn't feeling good. He was off to the sideline. They ended up
Now
taking him to the locker. Yeah, Ayuk, he missed a catch that possibly could have broke something open for them, but he dropped the pass, and then another one across the middle. He gets hit. I think it was Shamari Connor, and, gets hit in the leg, and he's out for the season now. Look, man, Patrick Mahomes didn't play good at all. Now, the 2 interceptions, the first one, that was just a good play by the defensive line, man. He popped it in the air and picked it off. And Xavier Worthy ended up falling. He did miss Xavier Worthy streaking down the field. I was pissed off. He put too much air in that damn ball. That was a touchdown. The narrative would have been so much different if he had just threw it in stride, boy. You need to call Russell Wilson and teach you how to do a deep ball throw, boy. But he had some cool runs. Pat when he needs to, he gonna do what he need to do to win the game. But the defense ultimately won that game. Kareem Hunt was actually really good in this game too. He had 2 touchdowns. But the name of this game was the defense. And as far as the 49ers, I don't know where they go from here. They don't look like the same team. I know they're suffering from injuries, but what team ain't suffering from injuries? They got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I know they said that Kyle Shanahan was lecturing Brock Purdy at his locker for like 5 minutes. So I don't know where the 49ers go from here. They probably still could win this division because they still got wins over Seattle. They did lose to Arizona and the Rams, but they still could possibly win this division. But they got to figure some things out.
They're not winning this division. They're not winning this division.
Who you got winning? Seattle.
Seattle's gonna win this division. Yeah. Seattle's gonna win this division. Rams are gonna get healthier, so they're gonna play a little bit better. Cooper Kupp is coming back. Puka Nacua is supposed to come back.
Are you predicting 49ers not in the playoff?
Yeah. I am. Tell me what do you see? How do you see this team? Christian McCaffrey ain't coming back to save this team. He has two Achilles tendonitis, and he ain't coming back until probably Thanksgiving at the best.
They said he's doing better.
Okay, he doing better. Yeah, but Now you ain't got Brandon Ayuk. You got Debo Samuels with the illness. Who knows how long he's
Ricky
gonna be out.
Purcell, baby, number one, Florida's finest.
I like Ricky. I do like Ricky, but the 49ers have hit a wall. They're this team where they went to multiple Super Bowls, multiple deep playoff runs, and now they're hitting a wall. Trent Williams ain't getting young. This team ain't getting younger. George Kittle ain't getting younger. Kyle Shanahan's offense ain't getting no better. His philosophies ain't getting no better. You can't beat the Chiefs. They own you, son. They own y'all. Kansas City owns San Francisco right now. McCall Hardman owns San Francisco.
Oh man, when he see that team on the thing,
bro, he turned. Bro, this motherfucker turned into Antonio Brown when he turned in 40. I'm like, bro, y'all can't even stop McCall Hardman. Y'all let him be Antonio Brown, prime Antonio. I ain't talking about Buccaneer Antonio Brown. I ain't even talking about New York Jet Antonio Brown. I'm talking about Pittsburgh Steeler Antonio Brown. I say New York Jet. He never played on New York Jet. But you know what the fuck I mean. You know what I mean. When he was on the New York field and he was just with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, look, man, like San Francisco, this team. And shout out to my homie Morgan. You know what I mean? Shout out to the homie Ron. I know y'all big Niner fans, but it's Debo ain't gonna be there next year. Brandon Ayuk's gonna come off an injury. You gotta pray Brock Purdy. Greenlaw, he's coming off an Achilles. Hopefully he'll be back soon. I'm sure Fred Warner is gonna run a re-up. Nick Bosa, all these cats. Like, you got to figure it out, man. Christian McCaffrey ain't getting any younger as well. He's been the main reason why your offense has been spectacular as it is. So, and I like Anthony Mason, but he's no Christian McCaffrey. So, this team is going to look different next year. And I'm not saying you got to fire Kyle Shanahan, but we're going to really find out how well a coach he's going to be with lesser talent, and we're going to find out how really great John Lynch is without getting what he got. So it should be interesting for the 49ers, but their chances of winning the Super Bowl, their window is closed. I'm sorry. It just is for me personally.
Interesting. So the night game, the Pittsburgh Steelers end up beating.
They ain't beat them. They ain't just beat them.
They put the beats on.
Go ahead, let them know.
The New York Football Jets. The Russell Wilson experiment worked for this game. Now he looked a little shaky in the beginning.
It's first game, man.
I know he had to knock the rust off. Right. Yeah. Then my man started throwing them 50-50 balls up to George Pickens, and Pickens was catching a few of them.
He just needs all Pickens needs is a chance. This looked way better than what Justin.
He almost caught that other one.
He almost did. Yeah, he almost did. Yeah, he almost
caught that other one, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
The only thing that the offense for the Jets, it's Brees Hall bust, man. Like the Aaron Rodgers, just you get in trouble, he just heard him dump it off to Brees Hall. Brees Hall get about 30 yards down the field. So that's the only thing. It's going to take some time for Devontae Adams, whatever, to get ingratiated to this offense. Garrett Wilson, he did drop a ball that popped up in there and ended up being an interception. That kind of turned the game right there. But I want to talk about my boy, the real MVP of this team, Najee Harris. That's right. Yeah, back to back, baby. He's back, and he's busting you upside the head, Maul, because he's telling you, I'm here to stay. Them first few years, yeah, whatever. Now we got decent quality quarterback play. You see how I look, man? 4.9 yards a carry, baby, 102 yards and a touchdown. I'm running over fools, running through them, running around them. Yeah. You dissing Najee, man. He just needed a chance, baby. You know what I'm saying? He just needed a chance. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, look, I'll say this about Najee. Look, last year, the last couple years, you were hot ass, my brother. That's just a fact. But I will sit here and say, yo, you look really good. You look way more explosive. You know what I mean? Don't look like you running in mud. You looking like the athletic running back that I saw in Alabama. You know what I mean? Like you looking at running back. So I'm a salute. I will always show love. But I'm gonna keep it real at all times, my brother. And it's all respect. It's all respect at the end of the day. Look, man, I get it. Russell Wilson didn't look impressive in the first half, but the more he got comfortable, you saw what the capabilities of this offense looks like under Russell Wilson. You aren't getting this under Justin Fields. I get it with the running game. You're gonna get a lot. You're going to get on a lot on the running game, but you need to have a balance. And then Russell Wilson isn't like he's some fucking sloth in the background. He can move out the pocket. He ain't Russell Wilson in Seattle days, but he can still move. He can still readjust, even with the situations they do have an offensive line. So I think Russell Wilson is the perfect quarterback for this team to have for them to get look. If this team can score 27 plus points a game, they're going to be Super Bowl contenders with this defense as long as TJ Watt stays healthy. So I love their tight ends. Their tight ends have been playing really amazing. As I said, not your boy Najee. It's starting to turn into my boy Najee. He's looking really, really good. George Pickens, he just needs an opportunity to catch a ball. We see the talent he has. I know he has some attitude issues, but we kind of see the talent that he has. Obviously, I would like to see another weapon on the side of him, and maybe they might address that in the draft. You know what I mean?
Maybe in trade deadline.
Maybe even try to I know they can't do it, but maybe Deontay Johnson might want to come back to the goddamn Steelers. Maybe. I don't know. But if they can add another piece to that situation, maybe a Darius Slayton or somebody of that kind of ilk, maybe that could help him out a little bit. Or, or whoever else that might be available, maybe a Christian Kirk or something. We got to see who else is available, or even Peoples Jones from the Browns or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe not even him. I like him as a receiver when he was getting opportunity. So, but anyways, man, I was truly impressed by that. And with the Jets, look, Devontae, this is what you left the Raiders for, to go back to some more bullshit. You just wanted to be closer to your friend. That's all it was, my G. Just be honest. Just call a spade, bro. You just wanted to be closer to your boy, and because you thought he was going to throw you the ball 25 times, you was going to catch 10 catches for 150 yards and get a couple TDs. And even though you guys lost, I get it. He still wants to be a winning player and still win games, but you're not winning the Super Bowl with this team. You see the dysfunction on this team. You lost your defensive identity once you fired Robert Saleh. He was your defensive identity. He gave you the defensive identity. So now you don't have that no more. Sauce Gardner don't look like the best cornerback no more. He looked like he getting beat. We're not even going to get started on their defensive line. I know Hassan Reddick's going to come back, but he ain't played all year. What kind of shape he going to be in? Aaron Rodgers is old as dirt. He ain't getting no younger. Devontae Adams ain't getting no younger. He was out there dropping balls again, slipping on the fucking goddamn field, doing the same shit he did with the Raiders, and now he's doing the same pregame speech he did with the Raiders. So tell me why you left again, just to go be with your boy. So at the end of the day, free Breece Hall, free Garrett Wilson. Who knows if Aaron Rodgers is even going to be there next year? Like, this team is not making the playoffs. This team is not good. Like, people got to stop acting like this team is going to wake up. They're 2-5. Like, they got the Patriots. I wouldn't be surprised if they struggle with the Patriots. They probably will win that game, but don't be surprised if they struggle with them. I'm sure we're going to have a couple games where Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers are going to relive and look like the good old days, where Devontae Adams is going to have 10 catches for 150 yards and a TD. It will happen once and twice, but the consistency of that is not going to happen because his offensive line is terrible. Aaron Rodgers can't move, and Aaron Rodgers can't throw the ball like he used to. Let's just call it a spade. It's over, Jets fans. It's over. The experiment is done.
As far as the Steelers go, I agree with you, man. I think that Russell Wilson makes this offense just flow a lot better. It just looks like when he started getting his knocking the rust off, you can just see the control. You can see the confidence in the offense. You can see how it moved from the weapons, you know what I'm saying, from the running back, everybody. The offensive line blocked a little bit better. It was a lot more confidence.
Gotta respect the pass and the run.
Yeah. As far as the Jets go, man, look, Aaron Rodgers is not a leader. He's just not. He cares. Aaron Rodgers cares about Aaron Rodgers and what he wants. And if he don't get what he wants, he's rolling his eyes. He's sighing on the sideline. He's looking just disinjected. He doesn't look like he wants to be there. And who wants to play for somebody like that?
No one. Except for Devontae Adams for some fucking reason. But
Garrett Wilson looks like he don't even want to be there.
He don't want to be there. He don't want to be there. Aaron Rodgers is now blaming the media now. That's his next thing. Oh, we're going to blame the media. You can't blame nobody but you now, brother. You got rid of everybody else. There's no one to blame but you and Devontae Adams. You guys asked for it. Lay in your bed, sleep in it, and
you didn't diminish my man Mike Williams' minutes because you threw a bad pass that was short. He was trying to come back and he slipped. If
Yeah.
he didn't slip, he probably catches the ball.
Right.
And then you said he ran the wrong route. Well, why would you throw it to somebody who's running the wrong route?
Hey
Does
man.
that make sense?
I said, like, I don't understand why Devontae Adams left to go to the Jets. You had opportunities to go to other teams who were way better positioned to be Super Bowl champ. If you really wanted to win a Super Bowl championship, you could have went to the Commanders. You could have went to the Baltimore Ravens. You could have went to the Kansas City Chiefs. Not saying they would have traded his ass there, but you could have requested that. You could have went to the Buffalo Bills. No, I want to go play for the Jets because my man Aaron Rodgers is gonna throw me the ball. Give me a break. Devontae Adams ain't no better than Aaron Rodgers at this point, as much as he keeps fucking talking.
Hey, man. It is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm rooting for him because I need that second round pick, but that ain't gonna happen. That ain't happening.
All right, man. Who is your best player of the week and your best team of the week?
So best player, I think it got to go to Saquon going to the Giants and the way he did. He had the most rushing yards he ever had at MetLife was against his former team. So it was very impressive. They needed that win. And honestly, Eagles, that's how you win your ball games. You got to go through Saquon, play off the play action pass. You just look way better.
Yeah.
And then obviously keeps your defense off that field. And then best team, got to give it to the Steelers, man. They look really impressive, especially in that second half. Russell Wilson makes that team look even more dangerous than what it originally was with Justin Fields. Still plays Justin Fields in some special slots and occasions. You have a solid backup, but Steelers, best team.
I'm gonna agree with you with Saquon. I think he was balling this week. He went off this week. He was their offense. I know AJ Brown had got a big catch, but Saquon won him that game on Sunday. Best team, I'm gonna go with the Lions, man. I just think, you know what I'm saying, they're rolling right now. They look like the best. They look like what San Francisco used to look like.
Yeah, no, they're the team that they used to look like. Detroit is easily probably the best team in the NFC right now. Yeah.
I agree. Who is the worst player in the worst team this week?
Come on, man. It's a 2 for 2, man. It's Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams as the worst players this week, and it's the Jets. It's that whole organization right now.
This one hurts me, but this week, the worst player this week was C.J. Stroud, man. He only had 86 yards, man. That's not good. I know his offensive line wasn't great, but
yeah,
it is what it is, brother. He didn't have a good game this week. And the worst team, Tennessee Titans, man. They look depressing, dog. With Will Levis, what's his name, Mason Rudolph. Like, it don't matter, man. Like,
nah, yeah.
Man, Calvin Ridley. Now, look, I don't feel sorry for Calvin Ridley because you knew what you was getting yourself into when you went to Tennessee, bro. I don't know what these players, and let this be a lesson to some of you players out there. Watch what you do when you're chasing the bag. I ain't saying gonna get the bag, but know what you're getting when you get that bag. All money ain't good money.
True.
If you want to win. Now, if you just like, I don't give a damn about winning. I just want to get my paper, take care of my family. I can care less. That's cool. But just know that if you go to this team, because you know in these contracts, they got certain goals that you got to hit. Certain amount of catches, certain amount of yards, certain amount of touchdowns to get certain incentives in your contract.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ain't got the quarterback that can get you that, guess what? You know these contracts ain't ironclad. They'll find some loophole and rip that contract up. And now look at you.
Mm-hmm.
You're a free agent. Yeah. You're playing for another bad team. Or you got to take a cool 1-year deal on a good team just to prove that you still got it. So, Calvin Ridley, I don't feel sorry for you, sir, because you got paid. But see what you got, what you getting paid. You better hope next year they get a quarterback in there that can help you out. They can get you your yardage. Because I think you're better than what you're showing out there. I just think that Will Levis is horrible. But still. Just saying, brother. Just saying. All right, man. Who gets your hell no of the week?
Hell nah goes to.
I mean, my bad. Flowers of the week.
Flowers of the week. Okay. As far as I got a solid two. First one goes to, obviously, I'm super excited about the NBA season, so I got to show love to the NBA, and then also I got to give flowers to inside the NBA crew. This is their last year with Charles, Chuck, Kenny, Shaq. So we got to enjoy this ride. We don't know if we're ever going to see this ride again with these four gentlemen, so we got to appreciate that. So I'm really excited for the season. Also, a little sad that it's their last year, but we're going to celebrate them. And then second, Samantha Irvin. You know what I mean? She did announce that she's not going to be the beautiful Samantha Irvin. She announced that she's not going to be part of WWE anymore. So we wish her the best in her future endeavors. Hopefully we get to see her on the screen again, maybe with another opportunity or whatever else she wants to do, man. So show love to her, man. Shout out to her, man, and wish you the best.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Though you took mine for me, Samantha Irvin. She surprised everybody, announced that she's leaving WWE. She was actually a really good ring announcer,
Mm-hmm.
one of the better ones. She is married to Ricochet. That is his wife, and we all know Ricochet. He is over there at AEW doing his thing, so maybe she's going over there with him to be
Mm-hmm.
closer to him. Um, I know she sings too. She has a singing career, and she's a really good singer. She's actually multi-talented. So maybe she's pursuing her singing career a little bit more serious too. But hey, man, shout out to her, man. Flowers, man. She's like I said, she was one of the better ring announcers. And hey, man, I wish her the best on her future endeavors for real.
Yeah, for sure. Hell no, easy one. Browns fans, sorry, man. I think it was very distasteful in how y'all were cheering for Deshaun Watson being down. I get it. You know, his off the field allegations are very serious. We all going to take that serious. But the way y'all were applauding him when he first got signed, the signs that I saw that you were posting and taking pictures of when he first got signed, y'all weren't booing him then. Y'all weren't all the mess talking and stuff y'all doing now. Y'all weren't doing then. So, and he's one of your own. So, you know, worst case scenario, just don't do nothing. Don't say nothing. Just be quiet. At the end of the day, y'all could have handled yourselves better. Y'all don't look really good as a fan base right now. So, y'all get my hell no of the week.
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you, man. Because we all know Cleveland. If Deshaun Watson was playing at the MVP level, y'all wouldn't have booed him.
Nah.
Let's just keep it real.
Yeah.
Y'all wouldn't have booed him because it wasn't because of the whole off the field allegations. That's not why y'all booed him.
Nah.
Y'all booed him because he's not been playing well for y'all, and y'all finally feel like. And let's be real. When I tweeted it out there, when Darian Thompson went out there, you just saw the offense have a little bit sense of life
Yeah.
out there. I think you know Deshaun Watson had put a dark cloud over there. You saw the dark cloud in his face. He looked
Yeah.
like he didn't want to be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It looked like the situation has taken a lot out of him, which to his own fault. He did this to himself,
Yeah.
but he just looked like he didn't want to be out. He was like a walking zombie out there playing
Mm-hmm.
football.
Mm-hmm.
And but to you fans out there, y'all cheering that he got hurt. Um, at the end of the day, the only reason y'all like that is because he's not playing well for y'all. If he was playing at an MVP level and you guys were Super Bowl contenders, y'all be crying in the crowd right now.
Have some grace, have some dignity,
Yeah.
man. Like I get it. Like no one's condoning anything that he's been alleged to be doing, but at the end of the day, you ain't got to stoop low. You ain't got to
And,
do all that, man. Just
and you heard his teammates, Miles Garrett, Jameis Winston, they stood up for him because that's at the end of the day, that's their teammate.
yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
wouldn't go
saying?
as far as saying what Miles Garrett said of him being a model citizen. Like
Yeah,
obviously he
yeah.
was not, but but at the end of the day, like as fans, we got to be better, man. We got to be better representations of our fan bases, man. We got to stop acting ignorant. We got to stop doing stuff that we should be held to higher standards of. So booing a player off a tragic injury, it's nothing to be playing around with. No matter how you feel about that person. At the end of the day, Deshaun Watson, hopefully he's able to recover, continue his career, and maybe find a way to get his confidence back and win you guys some games. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because at this point in time, y'all need a lot of help. Y'all need a lot of help and prayer for that organization. So, so yeah.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
All right, good people. Chris Down the Mall podcast merch is available on all of our social media websites. Uh, just click on the link that says Print Fi, uh, Chris Down the Mall on there. $25 plus shipping. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? Get the white one, get the black one, you can get both of them. We got all sizes from smalls to 5X. So go there right now and get your shirt and represent the Chris Lamar podcast, man. Show us some love, man. We want to see y'all around the city. We want to see y'all in other cities wearing this shirt. So show us some love, man.
Tag us,
Yeah, tag Chris Lamar when you get your shirt, you're wearing it, and mention us, man.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all.
So we got to show love. Magnet Sports.
Yeah, you got to show love to Magnet Sports Drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnak, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. I know you're asking, why Magnet? It's Power-Packed Electrolytes, and it rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts, no artificial colors or flavors, because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the Magnet movement, whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, you can use the promo code Chris and Mall to get $5 off your purchase. So use the promo code, man. You know what I mean? Get these delicious drinks, man, to help you get a little energy to get you through your day, man. So shout out to Magnet.
Yeah, for sure. Oh. Also, if you want to donate to the Chris Lamar podcast, you can donate to us at our Cash App, Chris Lamar podcast. Whatever you want to donate to us, we will greatly appreciate it. We just want to have funds to help better this podcast, man, so we can get better equipment, better, mics, and things of that nature. So if you can feel the kindness of your heart to donate to us, we will appreciate it.
For sure.
Whatever streaming platform you use, whether it be Apple, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio, whatever you use to listen to your podcast on, the Chris Lamar podcast is available. Also, if you're first time watcher on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button. So when we go live at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Mondays and 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesdays, you could jump in the live, talk about these topics with us, because we want to hear from you guys. We want you to be a part of this show too, whatever topic we're talking about, man. When we get your opinion, even if you're listening on the playback, leave a comment in the comment section and tell us how you feel about whatever topic that you're listening to. So yeah, subscribe to the channel,
please.
And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, Twitch, whatever you use to do your social media on, Chris Lamar podcast is on there. Follow us. We'll follow you back, because we're just some regular guys who like to talk sports, music, movies, and all kinds of various other things. Yeah, go ahead and follow us, man. And if you have feedback, critique, or if you have a topic or a question that you want us to bring up on the show, hit us up via DM, email, or our mentions. We want to show love to those who show love to us, man. We'll mention you on the pod and your question or your topic. And yeah, man. So go ahead and follow us, man.
Yeah, please do.
All right, good people. Until Wednesday night, man. Hope you enjoy your rest of your day. We got Monday Night Football tonight. 2 games, doubleheader. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and do that. Get your bets in too if you're a bettor. We just hope you have a good day, man. Next 2 days, because Wednesday night, man, we're gonna have some more topics. I know Maul's gonna have some basketball to talk about. He's gonna be so happy for that.
Oh, and the best one of all, random news, baby. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we got random news.
Make our picks for the week.
Yeah. So, all right, good people. Until then, we out.